All right. Recording, we're good? Still, right? We're still good?
Yeah. Still good, still recording.
Welcome back.
TikTok has taken over my life.
Well, that's a shame, bro. Welcome back to Offended and Unfriended.
So you're a slave of the Chinese, and you're happy about
This
this?
motherfucker.
I guess.
Wow,
Just
you're
stepping
a
all over
slave.
my
I
intro.
guess,
So much for
man.
an intro.
Sorry.
Stepping all over my
Welcome
intro.
back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Episode 30.
We're back. TikTok has taken over my life.
Jesse's a
34.
slave to the
Suck it,
Chinese.
Zuckerberg.
What?
I do think we should have an next
Yeah.
I'm now loyal to Xi Jinping.
If Donald Trump would go on TikTok, that'd be hilarious.
That's
It
perfect.
might be his only
It's
form of
brilliant,
social media
actually.
that he can use.
That's what I'm saying.
It's brilliant.
I think.
How ironic
I think,
is that?
I think Donald Trump should go on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's a 30-second clip anyway.
Nah.
So that would be the world for
Nah,
him.
because the minute Trump gets on there, that's it. Like, then it's gonna, it'll turn just like the rest of them.
Now, I think he should have a platform. I'm kind of upset he doesn't have a platform.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna
Like,
have his
right
own.
now, I would-
Eventually he will.
Right now, I'd
He's
love
got
to
the
hear what he has to
best
say.
minds, the greatest minds in the
Oh,
world
here we
working
go.
on it.
And they're working on a huge platform.
gonna
Yeah,
be-
Biden's
I
just
can only imagine.
he's pissing everyone off and not even being funny about it. It's not the same.
Who, Biden?
Yeah.
That's
It's
'cause
not the
Joe-
same.
He
That's 'cause-
doesn't know that he's pissing everybody off.
That's 'cause-
you know,
That's because Joe Biden
Fair enough.
he's fun.
is going for the lowest rating ever.
He's fucking getting
He
there,
has
bro.
high goals, lowest.
I'm just
ever.
saying he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he is. He's tanking the
Okay, just because you brought up Biden, I saw a great clip this morning.
What'd he say?
On TikTok? It was great.
Go on.
It was a clip of a Biden speech, and he said,
Was he stuttering?
I think he was talking about maybe it was American Airlines or someone about At first they were like 52% vaccinated, and then after the mandates, now they're 99% vaccinated, and that's a good thing. And I couldn't help but be like, well, that's because the rest of them got fired, right? Right?
Yeah, that's number manipulation. I agree. That's what they're doing with the numbers.
That's word
Like,
manipulation,
that is-
baby. It's,
No, but that's
easy.
this is what people don't understand about numbers.
It's like, of course
Yeah.
it worked. You got rid of everybody in that company that was not vaccinated, and or metaphorically put a gun to their head and said, "You want to feed your kids? Take this shot."
Right.
Like,
Take the
so,
jab.
Yeah.
Black social media calls it that. Take the jab.
Take the jab?
Yeah, I'd be laughing.
See,
like,
I thought that was a
this
Trump thing. I didn't want to say
this
take the
person doesn't
jab,
like it.
and then everyone would be like, "See, he's a fucking right-wing brainwasher." You know?
Who, you?
Yeah.
Nah, libertarian.
Nah, man, you are the.
What?
I said you're a libertarian. What? He's a libertarian. That's not,
Yeah.
so that's like calling me independent.
I don't even know if he's that anymore either. He's like everything
he's
now. This guy.
libertarian light.
Every week he's something
Libertarian
else.
light.
Like
I don't
because
identify.
libertarian is Republican light.
I don't identify myself with any one particular party because there is not one party that aligns solely with what I believe in or what
It's
I
a
think.
mixture of all, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, like I can. Okay, truthfully, like sure, I'll ham it up on here, like when we talk, because I know you guys like when I get fucking crazy on the government. You know, like
stop.
Alex Jones out.
Come on.
But like
papers,
on the real thing, like I have a very open mind. I have a very politically savvy wife that I've talked a lot of
Yes,
these
you
things,
do.
a lot of these issues with, and I see the bright side on both sides, which is why the
There is no bright
monopoly
side.
works.
There's no bright side.
You know what I mean? Like, but there is, like, if you take it at its core, both parties, their baseline is pure, and they're both based on good things that most normal people will be like, yeah, that's
Right.
reasonable.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable. You know, what happens is that you know. Profits
agree,
and
but
lobbyists come involved, and then things get skewed. And then, as I was shouting at you last week, this isn't capitalism. This is fucking cronyism. That's what happens. Is that the cronyism takes over, and the slithery snakes of the swamp. You like that?
Literally. Yeah, no, I can't even
Alliteration
say
at
it.
that
its
was all
finest.
freestyle.
So you don't agree that the base core of everything on both sides, the idea is pure.
Why would I agree with that? Why? Like, I don't understand why I would agree with that.
Why
I don't
wouldn't
understand-
you?
I don't understand why you wouldn't. Yeah.
Why
Okay,
would you?
because
Please.
to the core of both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, whether you agree that they switched at some point in time, if you go back to their inception, they were still fucked up then. They were fucked up when women couldn't vote. They were fucked up when we had slaves.
Oh, sure.
He's
If you
not
want
talking about
to
that.
bring, if you want to
Fucked
bring
up.
semantics into
Yeah,
it,
but he's not-
How is
I'm
that
just-
semantics? It's history.
No, but that's
Yeah,
his,
no,
well, that's the problem.
Gene, what I'm saying is this: is that at the base root of it, right? Every political party believes that except for the Communist Party,
Okay.
believes that the government is here
To help people.
serve the people.
to
Serve the people.
to serve the people,
Which is a
Right.
catch line.
But whatever. What I'm saying, we're bringing it back to the founders,
Right.
like what
To
we were founded upon, you know, and what laid the base for this republic democracy that we
Bro,
have.
The base of America is
Slavery?
I'm not that crazy. But yes, it is slavery. But the base of America is,
Just owning
JP and I had
humans?
a deal. Go use my house. And then JP was like, you gonna give me that mortgage? Nah, fuck that. And here's your tea. Throw that shit out the window. Fuck you guys. That's basically what America's
Yo,
about.
fuck that tea, bro. Don't
I
fucking
agree.
What?
What I'm saying
Yeah.
is that there was a pact.
Talking
that
about
was-
tea? Fuck
What do you
tea.
mean?
Fuck
Okay,
that
no
tea.
idea
This is a
what you
very
just
quick
said.
lesson. I'm gonna explain to you.
I definitely don't need a lesson of what America
not
is.
gonna
Oh no!
give you a
Wait,
lesson.
wait!
I'm not
I want to
based
hear
upon-
this.
I'm
This
not-
I want to
I'm-
hear this.
I'm not going to give you a lesson. I'm just going to give you an interpretation.
Interpret away, my friend.
People live somewhere.
He watched Tucker today.
Someone had a lot of power, and someone was like, "We're going to take over this new land, right?"
Yes.
Okay, we're going to
No.
send.
But go ahead.
We're going to send you to this new land, and when you get there, because we sent you,
You're
there,
going to harvest resources
and you're going to send some shit back to me.
send some shit
which
back.
is kind of how
Yeah.
drugs work, pretty much. Drug dealers.
Right,
sure.
They
Yeah,
send
that's
to you, you guys send them back.
straight
They
up
send
the
you more.
same pyramid scheme.
Which
pyramid
is
scheme.
how Britain did it around the world at that time with
All the
every
time.
colony.
Of course.
But somebody decided to say, "Yo, fuck
And
you."
someone was like, "Yo, fuck this tea and fuck them."
No, you.
I know I skipped a bunch.
You
I
skipped
mean, but we
a
were just
whole
talking about
bunch there.
mask
Okay,
mandates.
I'll help you out.
confused.
There's a thing that still exists to today, which is the biggest American hypocrisy, is tax.
You want to talk about the Boston Tea Party because it's happening right now. It's happening.
I'm just saying.
There is a revolt currently happening
Ding.
because of an overreach of fucking government.
Yes,
There's a new age
So-
Boston Tea Party right now.
I agree. So
They're called Southwest Pilots.
This is weird.
we're gonna throw people over. We're having a
No, we're going to let our voices be heard. We tried that. That's what the Boston Tea Party was about. Hey, fuck off in these taxes. You keep raising them up. We're done with this.
It was symbolic.
We're done with this. This
It
is
was
what we think
symbolic,
of
but-
you and your tea. Suck it.
The problem with
Suck
symbolism,
the
And
tea.
overboard they went.
I know, but the problem with symbolism is like people always point to things that are symbolic, but at the end of the day, when people are in charge, it's not a compromise. Like it's a monarchy. There was no compromise. We as Americans love this whole concept of compromise.
No, there wasn't a compromise with Britain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of course not. There was a revolt
Yes.
that ended in the Revolutionary War, which
And-
then ended
It's a big
in
war.
America.
It's a good
Exactly.
war.
And what you're learning today in these times that we live in right now,
Yeah.
it's not a compromise. No one's
Oh, yes.
compromising with you.
There's
It's a
there's
revolt.
Yes. That's
Yes.
what
So
I'm
you
saying.
guys are disagreeing to agree in the end. This
Yes,
is really fucking
because-
stupid.
'cause- no, 'cause
I know. I'm trying to understand what he was saying. Now I understand
because
what
I'm
he was
on the
getting
other
at
side
here.
of it. Like he's on there's a revolution.
But you're both meeting at the same point.
Yeah, no, I
Absolutely.
get what he's saying now.
And
Fair
that's
enough.
and that's the whole point.
So
Fair enough.
basically, what you're saying is that we don't have a democratic republic. We live
And we never did.
we still live under. No, we did at one point.
Bro, we never did.
We did. We did.
Who did?
I'd
We
hate
did.
to agree with Gene on this one, but I think he's
We
right.
never. We had a
we-
republic the whole time, as in we voted people in. But this whole democracy thing is like it's a carrot in front of the horse. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's the career goal
Okay, all right.
of the
Hold
America,
on.
of the United States
Hold
of
on.
America.
Let's get this. Let's just baseline it
Go
here,
for it.
right?
Go for
it's
it.
not the problem of of America that we have citizens in it that do not contribute to their right to vote and their right for their voice to be heard. We
I
do
disagree with
have
that too.
What do you mean? That's not America's fault.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's
Yes, it
the
is.
laziness of the American that doesn't want to give a shit. I just had this long conversation with my cousin the other day.
Ultimately, America is the Americans, right? It's not the country, it's not the borders,
No.
it's the people, right?
I said, can we? What? Yes.
So America has to do a better job of engaging citizens. In the Greek city-states,
America has to do a better job of electing its leaders.
Which
Who
comes
come from
From us.
so it's a big circle, chicken or the egg.
Right. We have to do a better job, which means literally like the half of the population that did not vote in the last presidential election.
They never vote.
Y'all need to start voting and understanding at least just
Bro.
a little. No. I'm not gonna settle for. Oh well, people are stupid.
No, I'm not.
No.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Motherfuckers need to take a little bit of an inkling of want to understand how systems work. Therefore, this whole thing, this whole idea of America can work fluently. Because right now we have a small percentage of the population that elects our leaders. And the rest of us are, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go to work and make my fucking paycheck.
It matters when you're paying $5 a gallon for
You know?
gas.
To some people, it doesn't.
Exactly. I agree
Because
with
there's
that.
a lot of people that take on the attitude of, well, I can't do anything to change it.
Well, no. It's because I drive an electric car.
Right, I'm not saying you, but
At this guy, see?
you know,
Party number 4.
Yeah, baby.
The
That's
electric
right. The
cars.
tech nerd. You guys are forgetting about
it's
the tech
fine.
nerd
You're
party.
a slave to something else.
Someone
That's
rides an
okay.
elephant,
Like
someone-
we're
I
a
like
slave
it.
to Petro.
Somebody rides an elephant, someone rides a
You're
donkey,
a
and he has
slave
an electric
to
car.
PSEG.
Petro.
Petro.
Oh my God, bloody Petro.
I really didn't see that going to a call to the right to vote and getting
I'm gonna
people
explain
out
something.
there.
Well, no,
Okay.
that's what it comes down
Okay,
to.
would
Like,
you like-
yes, we have shitty leaders because
I'm going to-
the majority of people that vote are shitty people. The rest of y'all that are normal, hardworking Americans, get out there and let's overweigh the shitty people that vote.
I don't think they're gonna need to do that. If
You know, the ones that go.
Someone's telling me that
All right,
shit's gonna happen.
Listen,
I'm a gremlin that needs to sit in front of my computer, so I can't even leave my house to vote. Send it to me, and I'll send it back.
that's not a bad idea.
But that's what's happening now.
You'll
is
get more
mail-in
votes,
voting.
no?
Okay.
Yeah, you also get a
Here's the
lot
thing.
of fraudulent votes that way.
I know, but here's the thing. If the ultimate goal, your ultimate goal, is to have people vote, right? And this is why the whole thing is
Hold on, let's back that up, though. Yes
and no.
but
You want
To
people
have American citizens vote.
to have American citizens vote and to have a baseline competence
okay.
of what you're voting for.
Okay.
Not that should be a prerequisite, but I just encourage you. Just know a little bit of what you're doing.
Yeah, I know a guy or two.
You know.
Or a girl.
So go ahead.
Okay. To get Americans to vote, there's 2 things have to happen. A, you have to directly show them how it affects them. Not these long conversations about abortion and
Right.
gun rights. Like, that
None of
sounds
that.
cool. None of that.
None of that.
It
None
has to
of
be
that really
It has to be a
matters.
direct connection to, like, yo, this guy.
Guess what all of that is? Just for people
Marketing?
that don't understand. No.
Marketing on both
that
sides.
has nothing to do with the president. That has everything to do with the Supreme Court at this point. Nothing is getting
Yes, I
past the
agree.
Supreme Court on any of those issues.
Yes.
So they're moot. The next politician that comes up and starts talking about that, boo them off the stage. Boo!
You know why?
I
Because,
don't care what you have to say about that.
well, I don't want to go too far on that one.
What
So,
are you going to do
the-
about foreign oil? This
I
is
hate
crazy.
that conversation too. But the first thing they got to do is make the connection to the average American on why they should vote and how, as it concerns to them specifically. And
Sure.
And the second thing is, voting should be easy. The reason why voting is not easy, which is part of the, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it's part. The difficulty in voting is part of the strategy of how people win elections. Because
May I ask why you think our current voting system, or let's say pre-2020 voting system, was difficult?
okay. If
Like
you-
from 2016.
I'll answer it like this. If we're going to dedicate this much time to the concept of voting in our podcast, how is voting not even a fucking holiday? Why do
Agree with
I
you there.
have to
Facts.
talk to my boss and say I'm going to be late so I can use my constitutional
Right
right
to go vote.
Technically, guys, it is in the fact that they shut
Down the
all
banks.
local schools and such down so that you have a 12 to 15 hour window to go vote.
But
Anybody who works more than that, I'm sorry.
everyone in America should be off that day. And
Yes.
I'm
listen,
not a communist.
I'll get
I almost
behind
think
it.
you should be paid that day. Maybe a half day's pay. I don't give a shit. But you have to be incentivized to do it. And if you
Sure,
don't
you
vote,
can take it-
and look, and
take
if
it against your
and-
vacation.
And guess what?
That's fine.
If you don't vote, you don't get paid. How about that one? You happy?
No. No, because that's forceful. That's saying you must vote in order to get paid. You know, oh, you didn't vote, so you don't get paid that day, but you still don't
No,
get
you don't
to
have
go
to
to work.
vote. You still get paid for the day, so you could sit at home
Yeah.
and do nothing.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You
with
okay with that?
I mean, not really, but
So that's what I'm saying.
but yeah. No. Okay. Here's the thing. No. Let me clarify here. I'm not
sticky
okay
situation.
with the federal government telling a small business that you have to shut down your operations this day and you have to pay your employees
No, I didn't
for
say.
it.
I didn't say they would pass it. The government would pay.
Then fine.
We shut
Okay,
down
fine.
for
They
just
Columbus
printed money
Day.
anyway.
$50, bro. $50. I don't give a fuck.
right,
Just
so-
go vote.
So
This is why I'm a bad libertarian.
So-
Because I don't give a shit about the national debt. It's all fucking make
We
believe
don't know
anyway.
anybody. That's not real either.
It's make believe.
We don't. Why do we owe China? What
that's why
is
the
that?
national debt went up.
Why do
the
we owe
ceiling
China?
went up?
Why do we owe China?
I don't fucking know, but they're gonna,
Why do we owe China?
But yet they're in debt.
From what do you mean? Like,
Yet they're in debt.
what do we owe China for everything?
Is that why?
I couldn't even
Yes.
run off a
So,
list.
first of all,
But yet they're in debt.
that's what I'm saying.
Everyone's in debt.
Everyone's
They're
in
in
debt.
about
So-
to get into a collapse.
I don't listen. First of all, there's an argument that can be made without being anti anything that based on Corona, our debt's clear. If I ran for president, our debt's clear. Straight up.
This is something
Straight
that-
up.
this is
Tell
something that I
Wuhan-
wanna say.
Tell Wuhan and every laboratory, we forgive them. That's clear.
Because here's the thing that
'Cause all
like
the
I
money we
butt
lost,
heads,
the
I
chaos.
butt heads with libertarians on this one, and no one can seem to really give me an answer. If anyone actually knows the answer, please comment this
Nancy
so that I
Pelosi.
can actually fucking know.
That's usually the
But
answer.
this is when it comes to
George Soros.
Nancy Pelosi.
just gotta yell out that.
no,
You
it's
gotta-
nothing like no.
Nancy Pelosi. Bill Gates.
It's nothing like this. It's literally.
That's actually the three worst names.
It's a finance question, guys. It's a finance question.
What's
So-
the
Shark
question?
Tank.
All right, what's
It's
the question?
Our national debt is X amount of dollars in the trillions, but do we factor in all of the assets that we have?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
don't
So it's
believe
like,
that.
like technically, if you look at like my portfolio, I'm in debt, but I'm not in debt by any means.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I owe the banks money because I have a lot of loans and a lot of mortgages out.
Right.
So, like, technically, I guess the portfolio is under. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
technically, our national debt is under, but the amount that we sell, the amount of military equipment that we have, if
Which
you
we
broke
can
it
sell.
down to a dollar
We can sell a lot of
amount,
that
like,
shit. Yeah.
how much does that knock off our debt? You know what I
True.
mean?
So basically, what you're saying is you're against the mandates for the Southwest pilots.
So you want to send?
Oh, you wanna
That's
jump
how we
into
got
that?
here. Jump into it. You started with it.
Well, not really. It was a segue that we didn't even get to. But yeah, yo, you want to know how I feel about
he said
this?
American Airlines. No, but time out.
Bravo, Southwest pilots!
Time out.
About time that someone has
But-
some fucking balls in this country.
No,
Okay.
but there's not. It's not proven that they actually did this. It's just a strong rumor.
Yeah, isn't it
that the
like,
Southwest? Because what happened is.
Yeah, let me tell you
So,
something.
so here's the deal, guys.
Here, let me tell you something. My grandmother just flew home this morning from North Carolina. On Sunday, my mom had to book her a new flight with a different airline.
I know. I'm going to tell you why.
Officially,
Go ahead.
what came out was Southwest claimed that there were weather issues. Fine.
Of course.
Which they
There
tried to
was-
put-
The,
but
the
that's not what
president of the pilots union officially, and I keep emphasizing that, came out and said
They're understaffed.
that this has nothing to do with the mandate,
No, that's what I'm trying
but
to tell
we
you.
are against it.
Yes.
So
So that's
if you
why
know
it's.
how to read
wait, wait.
if you know how to read between the lines, because it seems like
Do we have a mirror?
we're playing the game of this is what officially is said and this is what's actually going on.
The thing is this.
Motherfucker, saving
South-
face in the media,
No.
and I applaud that.
They are
well
still
done.
negotiating.
And again,
But South-
thank you so much for standing up for what is right.
It's possible, but I'm going to tell you, Southwest was already struggling. They're understaffed, and they tried to.
coming from a Delta guy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're
which is way better than all of them anyway.
They're
So moving-
trying.
Anyway.
They're trying to recapture the volume they had before. And the reason why this happens is the FAA, not to get too technical.
So you're saying this is a publicity stunt?
No, I'm going to explain to you the whole thing. The FAA has routes. Every Delta, okay, from here to West Virginia is a route. If you don't pay for that route and execute that route, you give up that route. And now you don't no longer go to West Virginia. JetBlue can buy that. You understand? So now Southwest, American Airlines, Delta have all these fucking routes going all these places. So they have to reclaim their routes. The problem with Southwest is when the pandemic hit, they scaled down, and shame on all the airlines, but they forced a lot of the people to retire early. They offered packages. They did whatever they could.
A lot of big...
Because they were scared. They didn't know what we'd be again. They overdid it. So they're understaffed. So now they're trying to recapture the routes going into the fall, but they don't have the manpower. Now you factor in that
Gene?
United was the first one to say you have to be vaccinated by, I think it was sometime in October. United was the first one that dropped the gauntlet. Then Delta kicked in with you have to be vaccinated by a certain time. If not, you're going to get swabbed every day. They're going to take money out of your check. And that went viral as well. And then Southwest, I guess, followed and sued that they need to be vaccinated as well because they're just doing what everybody else did. And then came this. So is there some truth to this? Yeah, I don't think the pilots want to get vaccinated. But I don't think that is specifically what's going on with that.
So you're saying there's more to it?
Oh, 100%. Because Southwest would have had a...
I know.
You could have totally been wrong about this and had fun with it.
You know what?
You just totally deflated me.
No, because you would have...
Cool.
Because Southwest...
Oh, so you're telling me there's unions involved?
No, because Southwest would have said,
Of
we're not getting this, and they would have been way ahead of it. You don't cancel a flight the same day for no reason. The FAA thing was
Unless
just a quick...
everybody bangs out.
Yeah, it would have to be everyone.
Unless you got a bunch of pilots standing together.
By the way, everyone, hold on. By the way, everyone.
Which, if they were going to go that far, my gut feeling is...
They went that far, Gene.
Motherfucker.
If Southwest went that far, then what they should have done is got other pilots involved.
This is going to blow that company up.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I will only fly Southwest now.
I like Delta.
That's it. On principle alone.
Bro, I hear this all the time.
I also get buddy
People
passes
say
to Delta from my mother. So, nah.
People say this all the time, but I hear you.
Soon I'm not going to be able to fly Delta.
Southwest doesn't go everywhere, my friend.
They do
That's
not.
the problem.
That's all right. That's all right with me.
By the way, that voice you hear in the background is our good friend Chris. He's a worthless, unemployed. Nah, actually,
But
he
guess
just
what?
heard him.
Listen,
He heard himself. He's lying. I'm
Double
lying.
employed.
Go ahead.
Fair enough.
But listen, if it was the case, I applaud them too.
I'm bringing the wind back into my sails here.
Like
I
Kyrie-
applaud you, Southwest pilots.
So,
Fuck this shit.
do you applaud-
Here's the thing.
Do you
Here's the
applaud
thing.
Kyrie Irving?
For what?
Is he on this list?
Oh no, I wanted to put him on the list. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What
I
happened?
do.
What happened?
Okay.
Is it?
Same thing.
Okay, so Kyrie Irving
What did he do?
is a starting point guard.
Yes,
for,
I know who he is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
What
he's-
did he do?
I'm
I
really
know
shocked.
sports stuff,
Kyrie Irving?
and I know music
Why
stuff.
would you know Kyrie Irving?
I don't know pop culture shit.
I don't even know why you know Kyrie Irving. I'm so shocked.
He knows sports stuff.
I don't know pop culture things.
Okay,
When you guys
fine.
talk to me about the
Either way-
Kardashians, and I'm out. I don't know what
Either
the
way-
fuck you're talking about.
Kyrie Irving is not vaccinated, and New York State mandates that you have to be vaccinated to be inside stadiums,
Yeah.
restaurants, blah. So in the beginning, it seemed he wasn't going to play 41 home games. That was like kind of like it wasn't official, but that was what was floating in the air.
He was only going to play home games.
No,
Not
road games.
because those are in New York.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant.
Plus the
That-
games in San Francisco,
Yes,
plus the
plus-
games at Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden.
so
So it was
he's
like
gonna-
46 games
So he's
roughly.
going to miss 46 games. But then the owner said,
No, you're not.
no. First, the owner said, the goal of the Brooklyn Nets is to win a championship. We have to do whatever it takes to win a championship, which you can read between the lines. Get the jab. So then the next thing that came out was they were practicing outdoors. Like they practiced outdoors the other day, which is very awkward. But they practiced outdoors in nets. And then it came down. The owner said, you're either in or you're out. And now Kyrie Irving is essentially out right now at the moment.
So essentially what Kyrie Irving said was, if I cannot fully participate, I am not participating. Because what New York City did was they worked their way around the rules and said, well, your practice facility isn't an indoor sports complex. It's an office building, so technically he can practice. And he was like, no. He goes, that's bullshit. He didn't say this. I'm not quoting. But he essentially said, no, when I am allowed to fully actively involve myself with the team unvaccinated, I will. Until then, I'm not going to.
there you go.
Personally,
there
not
you
a
have it.
fan
But
of
you know-
Kyrie Irving because of a lot of stuff
Good
he's
for
done
him.
in the past. But for this,
I'm a huge
I
fan
respect
now.
him for standing up.
But you know they hijacked his narrative.
Now I
because
love the Nets. Well, I hate the Nets,
they-
but I'll
they
love
hi-
him when he's back.
No, but the Nets hijacked the narrative and made it seem like they said you're either a full participant or not.
Which makes sense.
And then he's also threatened.
They probably got
He's
threatened.
threatened to retire, so he can't be traded.
They probably got threatened.
But here's
Yo,
the
that's a G ass move.
no, it's a good
It
move. but
really is.
Here's the problem. The problem is that once again,
No, here's the problem,
Go ahead.
Gene. What's the problem?
I say it every time. There's strength in numbers. Kyrie Irving on an island cannot fight this battle.
But here's the problem.
unless he wants to be a martyr.
There's no,
Here's
I don't
the
think he'll be a
problem.
martyr because
What's the real
you can't
problem?
be a martyr if you don't control the media or the history books.
You can be a martyr if you die on your sword. And
No,
he might.
no.
He ain't gonna
What's
be a
the
martyr.
real problem?
Because what
What's the
happens
real
is
problem?
The real problem is,
Joe Biden.
yeah. Well, the real problem is Uncle Sam.
I am.
Oh, I was close.
The real problem is these mandates.
Wrong uncle.
Wrong uncle.
Is the mandates.
Uncle
Here's
Joe.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
My mother was a registered nurse my entire life.
Okay.
Okay. When she worked in the hospitals during flu season, you were given an option. You either get this year's flu shot or you must wear a mask in front of patients
Okay.
until flu season's over.
Still that way.
Okay.
It's not that way now
You have to take
when
a
it
flu
comes
shot.
to COVID.
Right.
It's either you get the shot or you get fired.
Can I tell you?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
That right there is the problem. The problem, now this is for everyone else out there. The problem is not the vaccines. The vaccines are not a problem.
It's a choice.
It's the
Or
it's
lack
the
thereof.
it's
Lack
the
of.
the lack of choice.
Yes.
It's the fact that there is a shadowy government over our heads that are making decisions for us. That is the root of the problem. There is nothing wrong with the vaccines. Okay? I am a very pro science guy. My household is. I'm fully vaccinated.
Bill, Ned.
My kids are fully vaccinated.
Okay.
Not from corona because that's stupid. But
I get it. Measles, mumps, rubella.
right, like
I get it.
the real shit.
Yes, I
you
get
know,
it.
the real killers.
Okay.
Holding on.
Because that's
They're all
stupid.
you know, yes, that's you know, so I'm very pro vaccine. I'm not pro mandating the flu shot. And this is the problem is that we have the mainstream media and our mainstream newspapers, it's all media, right? Everyone puts out the same pieces. The same thing. Not one person is putting out any sort of objective scientific review to this. You know, nobody, you're not even allowed to mention that the Israel study online
just did.
without getting fucking flagged. You know what I mean? That has now, and it's not just
Red
Israel.
flag.
It's not just it's
Trending.
not just Israel. There's multiple countries that have done this study now and have come to the same result. The Cleveland Clinic did it here in the States. They came to the same result. So it's the whole follow the science gang crew
Is
for the
not
last
following
2
the
years
science?
is not following the science.
Follow the science if it agrees with
You're
us.
not. You're following. You're following a narrative.
But Jesse, it's always been that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but
It's always been that
I-
way.
I-
on the
not
left
when it comes
and
to
the right.
health
I agree.
choices.
It
No,
really
but-
has.
No, but it has
Never
been that way.
when it's
Yes,
been
it
to
has.
health choices.
it's
Never.
always been
No,
that way.
but it's
I agree
always-
with him.
Explain to me
Not
another
the
time.
health, not the health choices, but it's always been the case.
Listen,
Follow the science in
Explain.
a way that is always part of your narrative.
That's not always. That is recent.
I agree with him.
That is a recent
saying
thing.
it's-
That
but
is
what are you
that is a
talking
last 10-year thing.
That's what I mean.
So that's not always. That's,
That's
10
about
years.
as long as you know.
I think
John
no.
Paul, that's 10
Bro.
years.
10 years
That's
is a long time.
Listen.
It's a new age problem because of this shit. Because
Yeah.
of the internet and
That's what I mean.
social
No.
media. Yeah, don't stop saying no. That's 100% what it is.
absolutely is what it is.
Like, what is it? What is there to, like,
Every single vaccine, for the record, I'm pro-choice for vaccines, but just so we know. But for the record, but realistically, every vaccine has probably gone through the same scrutiny, confusion, and that's why I say no, because realistically,
nah.
in the
Not
era-
like this.
I don't
it
know.
hasn't.
no, because like he said,
Tuberculosis.
because
and
we have
polio literally wiped wiped countries out. There was no pushback of polio. There was like a 15% mortality rate with polio. COVID has a 0.02% mortality rate.
Okay.
Fatality rate.
I'm not disagreeing.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not disagreeing with that
polio
number.
was a deadly
Monster.
disease.
And people still fought on both sides.
I'm sure people did. But
But not in this level.
back
I know
then,
not to
back
this level.
then,
The
I
difference
disagree
now
with that
is
because there
media
was no
coverage and the politicization.
Exactly.
The
That
politics of it all.
is-
That's
yes.
the point.
100%.
One
So what
side
are you
says-
saying no to
one
me
side
for?
says there's-
We agree on that.
Yeah.
One side uses science for, the fucking weather change and everything for temperature.
I've told everyone.
The temperature rising, the fucking climate change, and then the other side
This-
uses science, but the other side's like, nah, we don't believe that science. Then the
Listen,
other side
guys,
uses
the
science
problem is
for
that there's-
abortion, and the other side's like, nah,
Right.
we don't believe that science.
Right.
It's like,
The problem is that there's large groups of scientists, medical virologists, other people other than Fauci that sit here and say, yeah, no, that's not. No, well, that's not true.
So guys,
Well, that's not accurate.
This actually comes
that's
back
not-
to. This comes back to how we manipulated numbers earlier, and we were talking about manipulating numbers.
Right, when
we
Gene was
take
saying
this
that.
information, and depending on what side you sat on,
You can manipulate.
manipulated the information to fit your narrative,
Well-
which is actually the problem.
That's
not
the
to say
biggest
anybody,
problem.
not to say
No,
anybody's
there's
necessarily
asterisks on
right
it.
or wrong, but
Sure,
it's
but
the same
I'll tell you.
exact concept, just applied to this.
The difference between Corona and once again,
we got it.
okay.
You don't have to say it every
Yes,
fucking time.
because I don't want. This guy take the jab. No, the difference between Corona and why this has escalated to where it's escalated, and I know what you're gonna say, so I'll say it for you. The leaders in the middle of this crisis chose to shut down the economy, so there's a false equivalency to the Corona and our economy being closed.
Right.
So that is.
Well, I mean, that was only step one. That was only strike one.
I know, but
Like-
that is the
They've
pressure.
habitually crossed the line since then.
Habitual line steppers?
Habitual
Yeah.
line step- No, but the closing of the economy is what created
Good segue.
the ability to mandate.
100 exactly. This
Yes.
is the.
If
This
they
is
never
exactly
closed down
what-
places, people would be like, it's not a big deal. There'd be less of a fight. The reason why there's a fight is because your average Joe Schmo looks at it as exactly the way you look at it now. If I don't do this, I can't work. Because
Yep.
back then, we couldn't work because things were closed.
Hashtag 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Yes. So now, other people...
2 weeks, just guys. It's just going to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve. I don't know if you guys remember.
I remember
we
you
could
saying
roll
it.
tape back.
I remember
I
what you
lost my
said.
fucking mind over that, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy. Oh well, you really think the government is going to stop? Get your tinfoil hat.
Ironically, you might have said that 2 weeks
Get your
ago.
tinfoil
No.
hat. What?
What you're saying right now.
No, I
did I?
do.
Go
No,
back, run the tape back.
I'll be honest with you.
2 weeks to
I
flatten the curve.
still agree with 2 weeks to flatten the curve. I don't agree with everything that happened since.
All right.
If you tell me stay
got
home
you.
for 2 weeks to get better,
Yeah, all right. We
know?
got the idea. We got it. All right,
Go
so
ahead.
now I see where you guys are at.
No, you don't.
Nope.
No, you don't. You know where I'm at with this? America, stop being fucking pussies.
I think he says that every
sounds
week.
like,
Speaking
sounds
of
like John
pussies.
Gruden.
That's
You
it.
sound like John
Speaking
Gruden.
of pussies,
Speaking of pussies,
and not may or may not
neither
having
one of
one.
the ones involved in the fight from
Right.
Saturday night, I would say were pussies. Did anybody see or watch that?
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Okay, here's the thing about the fight.
Oh, there's a thing.
I can't wait to hear this.
This is gonna be awesome.
Okay. I am a Deontay Wilder fight fan.
Which explains his
I
animosity.
knew he was going to lose.
Okay.
Did you-
A lot of people did. Though.
100%.
Did you-
I'm gonna tell you why I knew he was
I mean,
going
I
to lose.
feel you, but
But the reason why I knew he was going to lose is because the first fight was a whatever fight,
Draw.
a draw.
A draw.
The second fight was he displayed an incredible immaturity I've never seen among a fighter at that level.
I agree.
Like wearing the thing and then later telling me that got
That's
you tired.
why, yeah.
He had about 6 different excuses
Yeah,
after
like
he lost
that.
no,
that
you know what
fight.
happened?
that
you know what
image-
happened?
he got his
that
ass
first-
bust.
He got worked.
No, but you know what happened? The thing about it is that, and this is why
And
I
it
knew-
happened again.
This is why I knew he was going to lose is because
I
because
would go
Tyson
there.
Fury is a
Because
better
Tyson Fury
fighter.
was like, you know what?
That's it.
After the first
Wilder
fight,
came out,
Tyson
though.
Fury, which is the maturity of winning was like, I'm going to gain weight and really pound this guy.
He's a seasoned
So he
fighter.
gained
Like,
enough
that's
weight,
it.
and he was able to absorb more hits because Chandler is a power puncher. That's all he does. He throws fucking
Wilder?
Wilder throws power punches, and after a while, he's tired from throwing his own power punches. And the other guy's like, if I
And
have
it's a
enough
power
weight,
punch, that's for sure.
if I weigh enough, I sustain and I knock him the fuck out. Because remember, in the second fight, he took a spill. And I think psychologically,
Wait, did you just say Tyson Fury took a spill?
No,
he got knocked out.
he got knocked out.
He was out. It looked like he was out cold. He
No, but
Undertakered that shit when he got up.
If you go back to his camp, he said if
You're
I,
saying the
if-
first
I'm going to
fight.
stay down
Yeah.
until 8.
I'm
Yeah, he
gonna say
did say that.
So
Yeah.
that means that he
But at the moment,
he
nobody
walked-
else knew that.
Yeah, but he walked into the fight knowing that it could happen.
Right.
So that's my point. The professional maturity to have every
Yes.
base
Yep.
covered, including the knockout. You can't beat a guy who's covered all his bases.
Yeah, but isn't this
You
a
know-
guy
you know
who
what's funny?
grew up
And
doing
Wilder
this, though?
did not.
I sit on the opposite end.
Fury.
I'm a Fury
Yes.
fan.
Yeah.
And I sit on the opposite end of that when I was watching the fight. And I built a level of respect for Deontay Wilder. Because when they hit that 11th round, they looked like whoever landed the next solid punch
Would
was
win,
winning the
which
fight.
is what sold.
And
that
the
fight.
level
what
of
happened.
heart I feel like he showed, because I think anybody who's an honest boxing fan that watched that kind of knew that Fury was probably going to win the fight.
Yeah.
But when you got to that point, you questioned it. And he showed a level of heart that I was really surprised about.
I think, and this is why it drives me crazy, because I don't want to say this, because I like to believe in people in any sport as being wanting to win and in it for the right reasons. But I felt like after the whole thing, watching the whole trilogy, I'm like, wow, he milked this for as long as he could. He got a 3-check paycheck. 3-fight paycheck.
Fuck yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? Which
That's
is
a
what
boxing
you do.
paycheck, too.
It's what Pacquiao did with Mayweather. It's what is done in the sport. You build up the fight, you get a rematch, and if you're lucky enough, you get a third one.
I feel like
that's
the,
3
I feel like the
paychecks.
Paul brothers
See, I don't
kind
agree.
of. The Paul brothers
I think
fucking
Fury was a
exposed
better
that.
boxer. Fury had his number the whole time. I think that he did what it took to get 3 checks.
So
So what do you think, there,
Deont-
buddy?
I know that's a lot, but that's
Deontay Wilder, 41 knockouts out of 42 wins.
No, I get it.
Before he
Before
ran
Fury.
into Tyson Fury.
Oh, you
this
know,
was not,
you know,
I'm going to lay
but-
down and milk this. This was, I'm not convinced he's better than me until this third fight.
I didn't think. No, I think after the first fight, he knew what time it was. I think that he survived the second, and the third one was just the decider.
Yeah, but
And I'm gonna tell you this. Back to the knockdown. This reminds me of Tyson in Japan. So Tyson knocks him down.
Tyson in Japan.
Yeah, because
When he fought
Mike Tyson.
Buster-
Buster Douglas. Yeah.
he knocks Buster Douglas down. The count was fucked up, and then
the
the guy,
count was fucked up by a minute.
it was fucked up. He
bad.
gets up, and like psychologically, there's no recovery to that, and that's why Tyson lost that fight. And I think when Tyson Fury hits that mat and gets up.
The way he got up was
Deontay-
psychologically debilitating.
Yes, and I think Deontay Wilder did not. He lost this fight then.
You know what?
And I,
I,
know
won't
that
disagree,
sounds
I won't
crazy,
disagree with you.
but I'm telling you, it's like he's in his head. It's like, dude, I'm a power puncher. I knocked the guy down. He gets the fuck back up. What the fuck?
All right.
What am I supposed to do?
There you go.
There you go. That's my take.
There
That's
you
my
have
take
it.
on it.
Tyson Fury's just a better fighter. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
That's all
disagreeing.
it comes
Yeah,
down to.
Wilder's
Deontay
not
Wilder.
considered-
Deontay Wilder, everyone loves him because he brought heavyweight boxing back to America.
Yes.
It gave everyone something to
Yes.
cheer for. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, he was never a good fighter. He was, and let me
Which
rephrase
is
a
that.
great
Let me
knockout.
rephrase
What some
that.
people
He's
say.
yeah,
Let me
41
rephrase.
out of
He was-
42.
right. No, I don't mean it like that. He's a great fighter. I
Okay.
misspoke
but
on
I know
that.
what you
I
mean.
mean, technically.
Yes.
On technique wise,
I get
he's
it.
all over the place, which could have aided in a lot of his victories.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, Tyson Fury is just he's seasoned, and he can stand in front of him.
Now this is a point I heard.
Who else could stand in front of Wilder like that?
No, you're right. But
Nobody ever has, that's the
America
thing.
loves.
Right.
Listen, America loves home runs, Hail
And
Marys, and knockouts.
100%.
It's what we like.
And
Now,
that
what I'm
sport
saying
rides
is-
heavyweight fights. Heavyweight,
Yeah,
that heavyweight
and
division has always
that was the
carried that
problem.
sport.
And it hasn't been back since
This is it.
this was it. This is
Since
Yeah, who's the last big heavyweight
Tyson.
fighter?
Mike Tyson
Mike
is
Tyson.
when boxing died. Heavyweight
Yeah,
boxing
100%.
died.
He's right.
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Lennox
Evander
Lewis, the
Holyfield.
Yes.
Klitschko
Lennox
brothers,
Lewis.
but they never
he brought
carried
it
the
back.
sport.
These two brought it back. Which
Yeah, Klitschko. I knew of the Klitschko brothers, but I never really
listen,
cared.
bravo to these guys because
At all.
they brought heavyweight boxing.
Lennox
fight.
Lewis, I definitely didn't care about because it was all a fucking jab fest. And it was-
Deontay Wilder brought boxing back to America
Yes.
as a sport
Yes.
that we could cheer for.
This
Yes.
fight was one of the most exciting fights in probably the past 30 years.
I agree.
I'm not going to lie. After the first loss, I was like, well,
Tie?
I'm back on UFC.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. It was a tie.
Tie?
It was a tie. You're right.
Yeah.
But come
Tie.
on.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury though now
But come on.
I hear you.
they said though like the thing about
was a
Tyson
loss.
Fury is how many 6'9", 270 guys are boxers
They're
like that?
bouncers at
That move like that. He's the best physically
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because the
Heavyweight.
point
And
I
he's the
heard from another
biggest.
podcast was if he was born in America, he'd be playing basketball or football.
facts.
The end.
It'd be a left tackle.
He wouldn't be a boxer.
But he was a gypsy king.
Or he would be in the WWE.
Yes.
or the WWE.
Which, can I sidetrack here?
Go for
By
it.
all means. we
Any of you guys
pretty much
wrestling
exhausted
fans?
this.
Were you a wrestling fan?
I used to be.
Yes.
You were.
I
Yes.
used to be.
At a time.
So Scumby told me about this new show called Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh God, yeah.
And I watched the first one of the airplane ride from hell. And yeah.
I didn't see that one.
It was the first episode.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
think.
see that one though.
Oh my God. This one
What
was.
did you watch it on?
I watched it on YouTube, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
it was.
What do you like? Watch series for like the middle?
I love documents.
I know, but you
Documentaries.
didn't
No,
see-
I catch them on YouTube, or
Oh,
like
I
I'll
was
catch like pieces
I was about
of.
to say no. Let me know.
I'll catch
okay.
pieces of them on
the first
Facebook.
one was crazy. I'm not going to ruin it. You guys should just watch it. We'll
Okay.
talk about it after you watch it.
All right.
Because it's actually it'd be a good topic to talk about because
Got
It
it.
kind of mixes.
it covers
in.
everything that we kind of talk
All right, I'll
about.
check
you
it
know?
out then.
So yeah,
I'll
if you
check it
guys,
out.
I'm sorry
By the way,
for that.
we
I
should-
thought you guys may.
We should
No.
do a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. I'm down for that fight later. Yeah, I'm down for that fight
I'm in.
later.
Done.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so let's talk about this Dave Chappelle thing. Why not? Right, the backlash.
I love Dave
The
Chappelle.
backlash.
I'm going to explain to you because you
let me
didn't
just-
watch it.
I didn't watch
Of
the,
course not.
the show yet.
How
I
many
haven't
people
watched
here
his
did
episode
raise their
yet.
hands?
I did. I'm going to tell you what Dave Chappelle did.
You don't need the whole fucking thing.
I'll explain to you.
Yeah.
So Dave Chappelle basically.
Oh no, I saw the clip.
Which
I know
clip?
what everyone's.
There's multiple
in-
clips.
I know what
Are you
everyone's
talking about
like.
the
in
baby
it.
clip?
Oh no.
There's two clips.
Oh, I was talking about the transgender.
Okay, but
Yeah, that's what we're talking
that's the
about.
main
Okay.
one. But the
Yeah.
baby clip is a big deal too.
Yeah, because it kind of feeds into everything.
no, it
What
is.
is the
with
baby
gays
thing?
and
Okay,
stuff.
so he.
Oh, we talked about it last week.
yes, because
Yeah,
the
That's
baby.
right.
getting
I like
canceled.
the baby too.
No,
man. That sucks.
okay. You want to go for? You want me?
No,
Okay,
please.
I'll say this. Dave Chappelle, it's kind of. I have a similar stance on a lot of what he said. You know where I stand with cancel culture. I understand where it belongs. I never said it shouldn't exist, but they have dramatically overreached. Their tentacles are everywhere, and the fear that they've created has almost, and that's what Dave Chappelle did, which is why he's the greatest of all time. The fear that the cancel culture had was going so far that America was almost not going to be able to crack a joke.
Marlon Wayne saying this,
Yes.
said the same
and
thing.
he
kinda,
said he
by the
freed
way.
the slaves, basically. Damien Wayne
Yeah,
said
that's exactly
he
what
freed
he
the
said. He goes,
slaves.
"We freed the slaves of comedy."
Because comedians weren't didn't know what to do anymore because the Kevin Harts that apologized. And the reality of it all is that Nina Simone said that artists should reflect the times. That's something she said in an interview back in the day, which I agree. It's kind of why we watch Tom McDonald, because he's rapping about what he sees.
Sure.
So, Dave Chappelle as the GOAT, which is why he's the GOAT, it's like, this has gone too far. It's almost like Jay-Z with auto-tune. It's like,
Right.
this has gone too fucking
And
far.
that failed though. So let's not use that one as an example.
Yeah.
We'll get on that.
The
That
auto-tune
failed
just got
miserably.
bigger.
What are you talking about?
It was technology. It was going to reinvent itself.
Right, that's what I
I
mean.
use
So
auto-tune
it's a
now,
bad
Gene.
example.
What do you mean? Someone will get canceled after Dave Chappelle.
Yeah,
He
but
won't get
fair
canceled.
enough.
He won't get canceled.
So go ahead.
But
Go on.
long story short, so what I find interesting, especially as a black person, and I echo his sentiment, is that I, as a black person, and all black people, I will speak for them because they need to learn this. I do not want to be an arm of the LGBTQ community. I would rather, if a situation
Explain
arrives,
that.
What? Okay.
What do you mean an arm?
We're gonna go to
Like something that they can leech
Yes,
on as I'm oppressed too.
yes, because I'm
we're
gonna
all
jump. We're gonna jump back and forth.
minorities?
But
Okay.
they have made LGBTQ struggles into civil rights somehow.
Right.
And I don't know how. Like I woke up one day and it was just a civil rights issue.
Well, hold on.
Talk to me about it, because I will tell you this: where I struggle with LGBT is that once again, I'm not telling anyone to ever deny who they are, but what I am telling you is that is still a choice.
What is?
Denying who you are. You can be gay, or you can choose not to be gay. You may not be happy with it. Just listen to me. I know it's a struggle. Just listen to me. There are people right now in our society who have family members who have wife and kids who play straight, and then eventually it comes out that they're gay. What are they doing? They are playing straight.
Okay, it's not that you're saying internally they can.
No, internally they're gay.
Right.
But what they're doing is they have found a way to mask it. So comparing that to someone,
You're saying you can't do that if
I
you
can't
wanted
do that.
to.
I can't walk in the streets of New York and pretend to be white.
I understand what he's
No
saying.
matter how you slice it,
He's not looking.
I'm not knocking
as-
it. I'm just saying that the comparison is so
No,
wrong.
you need to clarify what you're saying.
It's not
Are
as
you
deep of
saying
a
that
cut.
people who are gay choose to be gay?
No,
I'm
they
not saying
can
that.
That's not what he's saying.
choose.
Okay, that's what it sounded like you were
what
saying.
I'm saying is
They
You're
can
saying
choose to play
a
straight.
straight person,
no. What
can
I'm saying,
pretend to
what
be
I'm
gay.
saying is,
Other way around.
What I'm saying is
a
that
gay person can
they
pretend to be straight.
Yes.
Yes.
They can if they wanted
if they choose to.
If they wanted to.
Like for
Oh,
example,
okay.
if there was a way for black people
Sure,
to
but I mean,
if
listen,
I could press a button in the
I can
morning,
pretend to
Hold
be
on.
gay as
I know,
well.
but if I could press a
Sure.
button in the morning and I could change my shade to white and walk out
That's his point.
to society, the question is how many black people would do it? I don't know, but that would be an option. We don't
Not a
have
lot.
that option.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now you
okay.
understand what he's saying?
Okay.
So gay people walk out in a day until you say it. I don't know it.
Fair.
There you go. I get it
so
now.
so when they tell me civil rights,
You
Okay.
went in there a little crooked. You
No,
let it
yeah,
go.
now I
Yeah,
totally
like
understand
this.
what he's saying. Yes.
you know, like, and the reason, well, the kind of reason why I went there is because I think that
Let's just to
Go
clarify,
ahead.
because I think it's a strong argument that you just made.
Yeah.
Let's tighten this up a little bit here, and let's get away from. Let's just go right in from now on and say, in the morning I can't wake up and put on a mask and be white,
yes,
but you.
in theory,
Anyone can walk out the house and claim to be
and they do,
homosexual,
and they do,
or the other way around.
and they do.
Homosexuals
No,
could
but
come
here's the
out
thing.
and claim to be
And
straight.
they do.
Yes.
Not,
okay. I
not
totally.
claim to. You can't tell just by looking.
Exactly.
Right. Sometimes you can.
So,
But dude's
Gene,
wearing fishnet stockings.
did you
I got it figured
pull
out.
this
Man, it might be
from the
Fantasy Fest.
Chappelle skit?
I
Because we kind of got off where we started, and I wasn't
I
sure.
feel like-
did this come from the Chappelle skit where this
I
conversation
feel like
went?
it reinforced how I thought because I felt like as I'm watching the Chappelle thing, I'm like, where is this coming from?
See,
exactly with Chappelle.
The beauty of that
Can
is
we get back
we
to
both
what-
watched the same
Yeah.
skit. I had a completely different perception of
Yeah.
what he was saying there at that moment.
because I think that on the surface.
Can I get in
Yeah.
on this, guys?
Yeah,
Can, you guys,
jump.
can someone
Yeah, go ahead.
tell me what fucking he said?
I thought you
Okay,
said you saw the clip.
I think that's what we're talking about.
The gist
Are
of
we
what
talking about the
I'm gonna tell you
clip?
now. The gist of what he
Like-
said is that the transgender community has the ability to pretty much punch down on people, and he, in his many travels, had a transgender comedian that he met along the way and had them open for him as opener. The person was not that good at it. They bombed, but they loved the idea. And then eventually the pushback they got from the transgender community for working with Dave Chappelle, potentially, he made it a direct correlation,
Yes.
but potentially led to that person committing suicide.
So the way
So
he
here
kind of
is
built it,
Dave Chappelle, who is
Oh,
trans,
yeah, okay.
who's phobic,
So, hold on.
who's helping one of them, and they push that person over the edge just for working with him.
So here's the thing: she came out and
Yeah.
defended him.
Yeah. Okay.
And
See,
that is a
that
deep, and that was
is-
a deep story that was presented eloquently and brilliantly.
So Jesse,
That's crazy.
Jesse,
Phenomenal.
So the mastery of how he presented this is
Yes.
really the biggest point I felt while
Yes.
I watched it. I almost came to tears, I'll be honest, watching this documentary, this comedy special. How crazy
It felt
is
like a
that?
documentary.
It felt like almost.
Yes, it
Sounds
did.
like
The
one.
way he presented it was how she not so much opened for him and he pulled her up and kind of helped her learn the business. But when the backlash hit him, she immediately went to his defense on social media. I am transgendered, and I can tell you right now from personal experience, this man has helped me get to the point where I am at and given me the confidence I need. And then he ended the entire story with, then she killed herself because of the backlash.
Right.
So the way it hit you was he's telling this loose story
Yeah.
that's kind of funny, and
Yeah.
you know the way he
Yes.
presents how she's sitting in the crowd after she bombed.
And put-
She
Yes.
sat in the
basically-
crowd and kept throwing jabs at him on stage, and the crowd was loving it, like feeding off of it. And he presented it like she had it. She had what it took. She just wasn't polished.
Seasoned, yeah.
And he wanted to help her do that. But when they attacked him and she came to his defense, they attacked her. Everything
her.
went to her because of the
Is
tribalism
that
involved.
so? Then there
Put her
was
down.
another transgender
Crazy, right?
comedian who actually came to his defense.
Oh, on CNN.
So Flame Monroe
Flame Monroe,
is a transgender comedian,
Comedian.
and
male or
she
female?
Female. Nice try. I'm not
Switched.
I'm not playing this game.
switched to female.
Nice try.
Okay, so
Female trans,
Okay.
yes. I don't fucking know how that works. Came to his defense saying that, you know what, they're fair game. Everyone else is, why aren't they? They're
Who's
fair
that? Oh, the
game.
transgender community?
and the LGBTQ, the whole fucking
it was
thing.
bound to happen.
is fair
I've been
game,
waiting for it.
And you can't just sit there and go, nope, you can't make fun of us, but you can make fun of
course.
everyone
Can I ask you
else.
guys
Of course,
a
because here's
question?
the thing: no matter what, every group, musicians, poets, writers, doctors, nurses, librarians, fucking homeless people, every group has some transgenders in it.
Yes.
It was just inevitable that the comedians that have crossed over were at some point going to stand up and be like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up? Like you're kind of ruining comedy right now."
Can I ask you a question,
like
Jesse?
it's gotten to a point. Cancel culture, the woke movement has gotten to a point, and we knew this was going to happen. We talked about this. We've talked about this before. That I sit back and I get a little up in arms about it and stuff because it's fun and it's entertaining. But in most of the time, I just sit back and I chuckle because I'm watching themselves eat each other, and it's just inevitable until it was going to turn around. It's a very sad story of the suicide, but Flame Monroe here again. I commend you because it had to come from
One of
Someone
their
in
own.
them. Yes.
someone in the community to be like, listen,
Shut the fuck up.
shut the fuck up.
But I don't think she's a big enough voice. I think what she did
It
is she
doesn't
just-
matter. She was
Tell you
put
what,
up there.
yo,
Dave
she's gonna
Chappelle-
be now.
No.
Because guess what? I just heard of her.
I agree, but
You know what I mean? Like,
think
mad
she's-
people are gonna
and once
hear
again,
this
I don't
person.
want to be that guy, but like in that type of career, you have to seize opportunities, and I think she seized the opportunity.
100%.
Whatever the case may be.
No, I'm not saying I'm
I don't
happy.
blame
Go
them,
for
baby.
you.
And now, guess what?
Take your 15 minutes.
If she slams,
she wins.
she's gonna do great.
Exactly.
Speaking of that
'Cause- and
community,
that's the other pure thing
Dave
about
Chappelle
comedy.
actually, and this is what's so crazy about the whole thing. Like Dave Chappelle, in his effort to free people in art and freedom of expression and freedom of thought, still, believe it or not, has strengthened them because their position is so strong that he just reminded the people how strong their position is, which will, it'll reverberate downwards where people who have because how many people have the balls? Not a joke, no pun intended. But how many,
pun intended,
Fuck, man. Come on.
Hard
Let
pun
the pun go,
intended.
bro.
Gene, that
Pun
brings
go.
it back to the root of this, I think.
Exactly.
Where you look at
That's-
the things that are off limits. Comedy is
Missed
always
joke.
been
you definitely could
traditionally.
take that cut and give it to me.
It's a total missed joke.
Yeah.
Comedy has
and
always
that's it. It's
traditionally
gone.
been off limits to the censorship
It'll never come
of
back.
what's right and what's wrong. All the way back to
man.
and before Richard Pryor,
I got
even
another one.
there are things that are touched on in comedy that are taboo. So, is that community allowed to be canceled almost?
Is What,
Discuss.
comedy? No, comedy can never be canceled.
Jeff Ross said it best
Comedy and
about
art,
Caitlyn Jenner.
comedy, music.
I wouldn't fuck her with Bruce Jenner's dick. That's the greatest joke ever. Just saying.
I liked that. That's gayer than 9 guys to 8 guys.
Fucking
9 guys,
nine
fucking
guys?
guys. What is it? 8 guys, fucking 9 guys.
Fucking 9 guys.
9 guys, fucking
Yeah.
8 guys. That was my
Yeah.
favorite.
But
joke.
I think Dave Chappelle. What I liked about it too is like, I liked it on so many levels. It reminded me of Jordan's Last Dance. It gave me the same vibe that I got when I watched Jordan's Last Dance.
Didn't see it.
I love the fact that
What, The Last Dance?
Yeah.
Me
It's a
neither.
you need
Great
to.
fucking.
It's the best
Yeah,
documentary
just, you know,
I've ever
I
seen in
don't-
sports.
listen.
The few times that I've had to sit down and turn something on, that was certainly not on the
Nah,
top of the
If
list.
honestly,
you watch it, you would change your mind.
I still haven't even finished
I'm
the
not a Michael
evolution of
Jordan
hip hop.
fan. That's I can tell you.
And that was really good.
You
Which
haven't
one?
finished the evolution of
No.
hip hop?
Oh my god.
No.
yeah, but that was harder to watch.
I got into like
Joe.
into
no, but
like
it's hard
the
to
third
watch
one.
that. That's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like you have to sit through the whole like.
Yeah, and it's wonderful.
It's excellent, and I'm not a hip hop.
It was
fan.
cool.
I showed you the
I would
one-
I would have
you
skipped
fucking-
the first. I would have
I
skipped
did
the
like
first
it.
two.
But I'm telling.
Yes, fair enough. But once you
Like
get
yo,
into
African
where
Bubata, like you're the man. No disrespect, but
Here we
like
go
I'm
again.
good.
Here we go again.
Right back to last week.
Bro, you know
Yeah.
what drives me crazy about you?
What? No
Because
disrespect.
you get upset
No, I'm saying-
about people, art, and people in the industry that don't respect certain nuances of the game. And you
I just said with all respect.
I know, but we
'Cause
went through this
I
already.
respect the founders.
Okay, with all due respect, is like
The very next thing is going to be disrespect.
exactly. It's like
fair enough.
It's not
no
disrespectful.
disrespect. I'm gonna disrespect
To
you
be
right now.
completely honest, I'm
disrespectful.
about to lie to you.
Yeah.
It's,
Gene feels
disrespectful,
disrespected.
Gene. It's disrespectful for me to say I don't care about your life. About
What?
like
Am I crazy? Is
I
it
don't know you.
disrespectful for
I
me
don't
to
know
say-
you on a personal
Okay,
level.
I don't
Jesse,
want your laugh.
No,
Is it disrespectful for
Let
me
me
to
clarify
say,
you.
Jesse? Is
Let
it
me
disrespectful
clarify.
for me to say I don't care about your life right now?
Yes, because we know each other on a personal level, Gene. And if you didn't care about me or my life on a personal level, then yes, I would take
But,
that as,
okay,
oh, wow, that's kind of fucked up.
as an
But
artist-
guess what, Gene? I don't know him
I
like
know,
that.
but as an artist,
We've never sat down and
I-
had a conversation.
but
We never
Jesse-
shared a beer. I never talked
Okay.
to him
African Bubata don't
about
drink beer.
anything.
But
So
Jesse-
guess what? You know what I know him for? Dumpy ass beats. That's what I know him
I know,
for.
but
That's
Jesse,
what I'll always know him for. That's
as-
all I care about.
as an artist, when you guys spit records,
am
make
not
records,
getting into
some of
this
you,
again.
and I think you fall under that category,
Not.
in my opinion, put your life on record.
Yep.
So when someone says they don't care about your life, in my opinion, it becomes a little personal.
Well, your opinion
Just a little
sucks, Gene.
You want to know whose opinion sucks? Demi Lovato's opinion
What'd
sucks.
she say? I don't even know that.
I'd love
Oh
to
my
hear
god!
this.
All right, so you know she's like
Who?
Demi Lovato. Come on,
Is it
Jesse.
transgender?
You guys
No,
talk
she's
about
gorgeous.
these people that
Oh,
don't
no.
matter.
She's not.
She's not?
thought so.
She was a man?
No.
Okay.
She could be. But I don't fucking know. She's one
Adam's
of
apple?
those. She's one of those super woke ones. Like
You
when you,
gotta
say
let me
woke,
know when these happen so
Super
I can go
woke?
and smoke a joint
you
during
say
these.
woke.
So
I mean
she-
woke.
so
no, you got to hear what she said.
All right, all right.
It's this good.
I'll listen to
So
it. What
she's
did she
super
say?
woke? She's pulling
Who
all-nighter?
is she? Demi Lovato. She's
She's
a
an
singer.
amazing
Yes.
singer. An
All-nighters.
amazing
That's right. I know her
singer.
from one of the
All
movies
night
my daughter
long.
watches.
Yes, you probably do. She's a
Moana.
Disney chick.
She sings.
I
That's
don't
marijuana.
know.
You're trying to get high.
No.
Stupid.
He said
Is it?
Moana. I
No,
have
she
no
sings.
idea. Yeah.
She sings the Elsa song.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does. At the end of the
Oh,
movie,
yes,
there's a remix
yes,
and she
yes,
sings.
yes,
Don't fucking
she does.
tell me.
So now you know who Demi Lovato
I
is,
know
you
my Disney,
motherfucker.
bro. I know my Disney.
All right, well,
Come
she's
at
extra
me.
Disney now. She
Fox
said.
and a Ham.
She said.
Disney Fire?
E.T.'s.
Hakuna Matata, motherfucker. From
Stop.
the motherfucking Lion King.
She said, "Stop calling extraterrestrials aliens because that's hurtful to them."
How many has she spoken to about
So she
this?
knows him.
I don't know.
knew it.
That's
I always
stupid.
knew it.
I swear to
don't
God, she said
I
this and was
don't care.
serious.
I don't even want to give that any
Come
energy.
on, even
or,
Neil deGrasse
or
Tyson was
airtime.
like, "Really?"
Can I
Yeah,
tell you right
because
now?
it's that.
This is why I wish I was president. Because if she says some shit like that, I would have surrounded her house and I would have grabbed her and assumed she was one, and I would have started dissecting. Because
Exactly.
that's what you get for comments like
Yes.
that. The only way you would know is if you're one yourself. You're coming with
Now
us.
I wanted to bring that up.
That's it.
I mean, I think the only response to that is, "Who are you?"
no, you're coming with
Now
us.
I'm bringing that
I
up
would've
to
dissected
say.
right away.
So Neil Brennan was on.
Who?
Neil Brennan.
Who?
He's the guy who wrote the Chappelle Show with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, the white guy with glasses.
He's like the one
like that
white
guy.
guy that's
Wow.
allowed to say
And
the
what's
N-word.
funny is he
He-
said that's what he's known as. That's the fucking funny part.
No, but- no.
I wish I could send it to him.
No, he's because he has that
Oh, I know.
Black Jeopardy.
I know.
He was on it.
Yes.
Yeah, he killed
But
that. He killed that
yes.
skit.
keep in mind,
Yeah.
this is
He
what
killed
he
that
said. He
skit.
goes, I was known as the white guy, and you just fucking pointed it out. It's
But,
hilarious.
but now that I know who he is, I think he's genius.
He
Keep
was
going.
on. He was on
is
Andrew
genius.
Schultz. He
He's
was on.
very funny too.
He was on
His
Flagrant
stand-ups
too.
are
No, I
good.
seen- I
His
seen
three
his
mics
stand-up.
was actually
Yeah.
really innovative and really.
No, I watched the
cool.
stand-up one
Yeah,
time. It's good.
I like him.
Watch the three mics one. He does something very interesting and very unique.
Done.
At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to watch him because the first one, I was like, "Oh, he's one of these white apologist guys."
But
you know,
he's
and like I just
not,
get over
but,
that,
you
and
know,
he's not. He's actually really funny.
But he is, but he's not.
But he is, but he's not. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He just lives the life. So he was on Flagrant 2, and he said that Kurt Metzger, another comedian, Kurt Metzger's a comedian, had the term cultural flop, almost like basketball, and you flop.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
A cultural
I see where
flop.
they're going. It's kind of like what's the one we
You're
made
taking
up?
an
I get it.
offense and you're flopping and being offended.
It's pandering.
It's
It's
not.
a-
It's not only pandering.
is.
It's also
But
what.
it's an act. It's an active act.
Right. What Demi Lovato just did. That's a cultural flop.
As in, she shot and missed. Like she.
Oh, yes, that's how I took it,
Yeah,
as like-
she tried to.
Yeah,
Here we go. We're
In
fucking
pop culture world, you
Yeah.
took a shot and you
You
missed.
missed. Yes.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is a Demi Lovato. That Demi Lovato tweet is. Yeah, I'll accept that. That's a cultural
Yeah, but
flop.
I'll be honest with you.
Right.
It's really not a flop because we're talking about it, which means that she got what she wanted.
Right, that's what I
which
said
was-
at the beginning of this. I
she
don't even want to
got the
entertain
little
it, give it any
extra
time.
Yeah, but it's funny.
followers and it's like the Rock rapper.
It's you know what?
do
It's
The
not
Rock has-
funny.
do you know-
It's sad.
Yeah, and it was.
Do you know The Rock has
John
a-
Paul. It's sad.
Do you know the Rock has a
No,
rap
because
song?
I'm still talking about how sad it is that Demi Lovato, that anyone out there, that there is,
Is there
that
anyone out there?
makeup in people's brain that would allow them to put that together. Like, how fucking privileged are you, you slut?
I know, and aliens don't even exist.
Now, go ahead. What were you saying to me?
I was just thinking what aliens call us, but
You were saying The Rock.
They probably call us aliens.
that'd be hilarious.
Or they call us, like,
humans. Yeah.
you know?
No, but
That
The
was
Rock-
African.
Like,
No.
That was wrong.
That was
Yeah,
like
that was-
Klingon. It was like...
No,
I was trying to do that.
Klingon is like.
It's not African.
Yeah, well,
Africans don't
You
speak
see,
like that.
no,
That's
yeah,
racist.
what are you
JB.
talking about? That's so racist.
What
That's
are you talking
right.
about? That was
it's
the,
like it's like you emailing with Jon Gruden
the
or
tribe.
something.
What do you mean? There's a fucking
Ouch.
tribe that clicks and clacks.
I'm gonna call
Let me
the
see. Pull up
LGBT.
your emails. You talking to Gruden with that statement? Talk about a segue.
You know what? Let's go
so
straight.
You did know
You know what?
about the Gruden thing.
Somebody
No,
looked
I
something
heard.
up.
I heard a little bit about it.
You know what's so
I don't
funny?
know. Can I? Because I want. Hopefully, you guys know what was actually tweeted
I do.
or emailed.
Written in the email.
I
Yeah,
do.
'cause
And
I don't know.
What's funny is to piss Jesse off today, I was gonna wear my Colin Kaepernick jersey because you know all matters NFL that are corrupt. That's usually when I wear that. But I left it alone. I'm like, we've done it too much. Yeah, come on.
You gotta let me know when
Come
you
on.
do that so I can
I
wear
think you
like
should've worn
my.
So he could be like, oh, that guy again.
Gene, you should have worn it.
I was going to. No, I really was gonna wear it, but I'm like, I've done it so many times to him. So I'm like, at least 3 times. I'm
He
like, I'm
thinks
not
he's
gonna
the greatest quarterback that ever lived,
I never said that.
and he should still be in the NFL.
He's made it to at least one Super Bowl.
He should be in the NFL. Yeah, that I'll say. Geno Smith
right.
is about to start for the Seahawks. Keep going.
Gruden.
I'm just gonna say that, but and that's in real time, folks. and
Oh,
guess
man.
what? One of you guys picked him up on your fantasy team.
Yeah, someone did.
Someone did. Someone's taking the juice right now.
Yep.
Geno juice. Okay.
You dumb two
Okay.
quarterback leagues.
So I'm glad this is actually a phenomenal. Yo, great job, JB. These are all phenomenal segues because. No, you
Thank
did-
you.
Phenomenal because
Great job, Jeff.
So Jon Gruden called Dean Smith, then the Players Association leader. He has lips the size of Michelin tires.
Yeah.
So
that
now-
was one of the things.
That was one of the things. So now, okay, it's so funny because.
Yeah, guess what?
No, hold on.
I don't even care what the context is there.
No, but-
you fucked up, Gruden. Like, what is?
Gene, I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
but
There's
I
a
like-
lot of
I
layers
heard-
to this situation.
No, that's what I'm
heard-
saying. But,
I
hold on.
heard Gruden. I heard like a clip today. I was like, "Fuck! What did he do? Like, let me hear this. What did Coach do? Right?" And I heard a clip of him apologizing and saying,
Apologists. You like those?
this thing. What?
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Of him apologizing, saying that like he has was no racist intent to it.
Yes, he
blah,
did
blah,
say
blah, blah,
that.
blah. So then just hearing that, I thought it was going to be something
Worse.
Like, oh God, really? Like that's what
Like
people are
some
freaking
woke
out about.
under the table
Nah, bro,
BS.
like that's
Yeah, well,
pretty.
okay.
We know what you mean there.
Okay, hold on.
Like,
So, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna.
that's a bad one.
That's why I'm gonna break it all down. So, a couple things you gotta put in context. He is speaking about someone he doesn't like. He does not like Dean Smith.
Okay.
So, if I don't like you,
Still, you don't like him because he has quote unquote
No.
lips like a.
No.
See, here's
You're
the
just
thing.
saying
But that's
it.
what I'm saying. Then
Right.
why say it?
okay.
Then why say
the
it?
reason why you don't say it is because Jesse, you don't like XYZ from another band.
Yep.
And you're like, that motherfucker sings like he's tone deaf with his fucking ears that are the size of fucking nickels. You know what I mean? Or and then all of a
There's
sudden,
nothing
No.
racial about
But that's the
that.
that's the
He's
thing.
trying to
What I'm
say
trying to
if
say,
it was.
what I'm saying is that I think he was just.
This guy sounds like a slave getting whipped on the back.
That's different.
That would be
worse because-
equivalent to.
No, I don't think it's equivalent because.
Well, you know what I mean. It's better than your
Hold on.
comparison there.
You're right. It's better than my comparison. But what I'm trying to make
Like, there's racial
hold on. Let me
underlying
I'm
there.
going to build you the whole thing. So I'm going to show you. So this is the beauty, and this is what I was trying to tell you about back to the Dave Chappelle about black people becoming the arm of the LGBTQ, and we don't want to be. And you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, now I'm
going to
confused.
show you the connection.
Dr. Claw.
So,
Ouch.
so Inspector Gadget, long arm, you're right.
Gadget,
So
that's
watch how we do this. So now, what happened is Jon Gruden apologized for that email.
Can I ask when he apologized? Was it recent?
You should ask when he wrote the email.
2011.
I heard that. It was like 10
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah,
Wasn't
2011.
working
So-
for the
Yeah, it doesn't
NFL.
matter about the time at this
No, it
point.
doesn't matter.
That's irrelevant
because
nowadays.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh.
In the cancel culture, like,
Wait. When he wrote this email, he wasn't employed by the NFL?
No.
bro, Bill Cosby's in jail.
Wait,
Bill
now, hold
Cosby
on,
went to
stop for a
jail
second,
For
Jesus.
breaking the law.
for going to a bar and chilling with a bunch of heifers.
No. Bill
Yeah, I
Cosby's
said
in
it.
jail for drugging kids.
Says who?
No,
No, adults.
Women, not kids. Sorry,
All
you're right.
arguable. And
I just made him way
I'll show you the
worse.
connection on that one too. But realistically,
No. My question was:
what's your question?
Was he employed by the
He
NFL?
works for ESPN.
Okay, so
the
not
same
the
people that
NFL.
fired Jamel Hill for calling
Go ahead.
But it gets worse.
Donald Trump white
'Cause he got
supremacist.
fired.
He would have got
That's
fired.
what doesn't make sense.
Hold on.
He would have got fired. So
Go ahead.
now he apologized.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone knows, and this is a sad part, the sad state of affair of race versus, I guess, sexuality or whatever, the LGBT, whatever noun goes with that. So he apologized and he would have gotten away with it because a couple players, Tim Brown
worked,
they came to, you
played
know
for
how it
him.
goes. You say something fucked up about black people, some black guy comes into your defense. You know, we've seen the play.
usual.
We've seen the
Oh,
blue-
really?
Also,
Because
Mike-
I heard what one player said.
I'll be honest.
There's
Mike,
more than one.
And I
Mike
heard what
Tirico,
Keyshawn-
who
I
worked
heard
with
what-
him when he was on ESPN,
Yeah.
Mike Tirico, also an African American,
Yes.
also vouched for Jon Gruden.
They
and he
went-
said,
Okay,
you
well,
know,
listen.
Keyshawn Johnson, who was also an African American, said,
Does
"I've been
not-
telling you guys this for years
Because-
this guy's a piece of shit."
He didn't say he's racist. He says he's a piece of shit. There's a difference.
He said, "I've been telling you guys this for years."
that he's a piece of shit. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's build this. So the point is, more than likely, it would have got swept under the rug. Then whoever he has beef with released more emails. And in those emails was the LGBTQ things.
Oh,
There
what
is
happened there? I didn't hear anything
about
like
the
that.
drafting of Michael Sam. Michael Sam was a gay linebacker that played for
I
the
think you remember him.
Seahawks.
No?
Yeah, of course.
And-
also a black man.
Also a black guy, and he threw him under the bus. He said something else, and then he also said something about female referees. Then he called
Which is insane.
some people pussies. I believe the list is Joe Biden, whatever. And then
But also the other big thing about him talking about the gay thing is that he has an openly gay player on his team.
The
Right
The
now.
only openly gay
Oh, yeah,
player
the
in
only
the
one, right,
NFL
right.
is
Okay,
playing
what
for
did he
him.
say about?
no, he basically said there's no place for it in like football. Like
There's no place for gay
Yes.
players.
Yeah.
All right, that's you're
so
an
now,
asshole.
So now my point is now
Women referees, I agree with
So
you.
now my point is, in all of this email stuff, it's one reference to the black thing, and then that wasn't enough. So they went to the jugular, the LGBTQ community.
And now I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Now I see
Gene,
the
And
whole
now they're
connection.
the professional cancelers.
Jeans.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Because
just
to me,
yeah.
I can tell you now, as a black guy, I would not fire Jon Gruden over the Michelin tire comment. That would be
the NFL fired him not over that comment.
negative.
The NFL fired him over.
Technically, he didn't get fired.
Gay people shouldn't be in the NFL.
And he quit.
He resigned.
And that's my point. And so the point is, I'm
We
gonna
know
let
what
you
that
don't
means.
lose your point. The point is,
I'm just splitting.
No coach resigns mid-season.
This is
when
exactly.
you got a 4-1 start, 3-2 start.
Yeah. So,
That's right, they lost.
But do you see what they? But my point is, this is
That's
and don't get me wrong.
I mean, listen.
The Jewish community, Italian community, LGBT community, black community, when you're fighting for whatever it is that is important to you, you make allies. And in theory, disenfranchised groups should ally with other disenfranchised groups, but that's also what makes 67% majority of white people in the country uncomfortable, because now you have groups saying that they're wrong. You know what I mean? So I understand both sides of that, and it's a little awkward, but what the LGBTQ does is they're opportunistic about it. And that's the part that burns me. If they were, it's no different than Black Lives Matter. If they were consistent, like I didn't hear anything about Black Lives Matter when the Haitians were at the border. And that's my point.
Keep the same energy.
Keep the same energy. So to me, Jon Gruden.
Interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, when I look at Jon Gruden.
It's the first thing that I thought of when we were talking about
Yeah.
it. But again, you went off to Dr. Claw land.
No, that was,
So I
that was
like,
2 weeks ago, buddy.
That was
But-
last week, Gene.
No, the Haitians we talked about 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah. Oh, that's right. All right.
But
No.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I wasn't here.
Yeah. Jon Gruden, and when I heard it, I said to myself, and this is the sad part of minorities,
No, coach.
is like,
Nothing's gonna happen.
so, like, they all think like this, or 3/4 of them think like this. I'm not mad, because at the end of the day, and this is the biggest problem with cancel culture, there is a small pocket of people.
Can we just
Hold on, I'm gonna let you speak. And
No.
This is the last
I
thing
have
I'm
a
saying. I
question
promise. Go
for
ahead.
you for what you just said. Who's they? They all. You said
75% of them.
3/4 of them all think like they all think like that.
Oh, 3/4.
He means football coaches.
White football coaches, owners, and people in the upper echelon of the NFL.
Okay.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because I'm gonna bring that up too. But realistically speaking, it's like I'm not shocked, because cancel culture, as a society, there are things that we are exposed to, and then there are things that change. And people don't all respond to change at the same speed. And that is the crisis that America faces.
I like
Sure.
that.
People think
That's
that
accurate.
everyone changes at the same fucking
Right.
speed.
And
Like
they
someone
don't.
goes, "Wow, I'm not called African American." I have someone one time that was like, "Why is it African American? What was wrong with black?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like, what are you asking me for, bro? I didn't pick either. So, so I understand where people come from. And this is like an old guy or a Navy guy.
Man.
And I understand where people come from, because just because things change, I have to understand why it changed. I have to understand what was wrong. I have to understand who was offended, why. It's a process. So when you cancel people don't get the chance to understand the mistakes that they made. Because yes, I do believe 3/4 of people are the way they are, but I think there's a pocket of people that will change, and those people that change could potentially change the other 3/4, because they become someone's wife, someone's husband, someone's son, someone's dad who
It's a slow
changed,
burn.
and then they
Yeah.
spark that change. So
That's
to me,
more
it's
natural.
generational change
because
over
it's
time.
generational
For
change.
sure,
Because
sure.
a lot of people,
organic.
and we talked about this a million times. Racism and prejudice, a lot of it is passed down. People didn't get the chance to understand it because of lack of exposure.
Well, I think a lot of it is environmental.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Lack of exposure.
Lack of exposure.
If I
Sure.
grew up with black people, I grew up with white people. My whole life grew up. I went to different schools. My high school was half Chinese. You know what I mean? It was. And then I worked in places where I worked in Sheepshead Bay, which was the white part of Brooklyn.
Right.
So I was always exposed. So I didn't understand certain things, but obviously I can see it, but I didn't understand why it was. And the point is that someone who grows up in Arkansas that only raised with white people, only grew up with white people, watch white television programming, You're asking them to suddenly understand that the whole world has shifted in 10 minutes when they've been passed down a legacy of thought for over 100 years. So we have to give people a chance to change.
It's a very mature way of looking at it.
But I will say this. If you are in the limelight, it's an unwritten contract that if you work in certain places, entertainment being one of them, that people expect more from you, which is why cancel culture comes so hard.
Sure. Well,
because
you're in the spot.
Because you're making so much.
Exactly.
And the second thing I'm going to say about cancel culture is that there's a lot of innocent bystanders in the war. Jon Gruden probably has a wife, probably has kids, who going to school for that kid right now can't be fun.
So this is something that I wanted to ask you.
Go ahead.
Is, do you think, because it's something that I've thought of now. This is a perfect example. Jon Gruden right here. Because of those comments made, now they're public knowledge, right? Whether or not he could apologize all he wants till he's blue in the face, there was no racist intent behind that. Fine, right? Let's take you at your word on that. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Now in society, you're painted a racist. You're going to be looked at. Like you just said, your wife, your kids, that's going to follow them. Do you think a fitting punishment here is to fire him or let him go back into that locker room with 80% African Americans in there that he now has to face that?
No, he gets fired, and I'm gonna tell you why.
You think getting fired is I'm saying, what do you think is a better?
I'm gonna tell you why. I get what you're saying. I'm gonna tell you why he has to get fired.
Like to have to deal with.
Listen, he's not gonna deal with it.
No, exactly. I think. Don't get me wrong.
You've been in a locker room. There's a certain brotherhood that just some things can't.
Exactly. That's the thing. I've been in a locker room, and when you've been betrayed, when you feel like you've been betrayed by someone. Motherfucker has to earn that back.
That's what I'm saying. And do you
giving him?
You have to earn that.
You as an owner of a team, do you have time for him to earn that back in a locker room?
I hear you on the owner of the team. Of course. You
got to go.
But I'm just saying, in the civil right aspect of it, if there was a punishment for, let's say, violating civil rights, I feel like, kind of like overexposure therapy almost. Like, this dude's a racist, put him in a room. No. Every day of the week.
Here's the thing, Jesse. Is that fair to the players in that locker room to have to deal with that?
Because not an experiment.
I mean, because now I'm there to play football. I'm not there to deal with your BS when it's getting pushed on me.
Okay, I mean, you want to bring it to that end on, truthfully, how I feel on that as a player?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm here to win a championship.
And I'm here to speak for my family.
As a white player.
And you're right.
I guess even black players could be that way too.
I guess I can't say that.
You can't say
if
you're
I was black because I'm
you
not
also
black.
can't say you're a gay player. But he has the only openly gay player on his team, and he had plenty of things to say about that.
I could just speak for myself as a competitor and an athlete my whole life. None of that outside shit matters.
You don't care if your coach thought less of you?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay, that's a reasonable.
Listen,
yeah, you know why? Because it's at the end of the day, I'm not here for my coach. I'm here for these guys.
I'll tell you what it is.
I'm here for the guys that I play with, that I'm actually sweating and bleeding with.
Now, Gene, to get back to you, do you think I should say, if the comments that came out first were the comments about him saying things about the gay community,
he would have been gone.
You think he would have been gone right away off the bat?
Yeah, it's all part of his point.
Because I felt
it all comes back to that same thing.
I felt like the comments about DeMaurice Smith came out, and I remember watching Monday Night Football. He still had a job.
Yeah.
They were talking about the league's going to come down. We just don't know how, and it's going to come from the owner, Mark Davis.
Yeah.
And then whoever, like you said, had an axe to grind, decided to say, oh, that wasn't enough? Here's some more. And they were forced the hand. He may have still gotten fired for those comments, possibly.
No, he was
but we don't know if that was the case.
The reason why...
Because nobody gave it time to fester.
But
they came with bullets.
I will say this.
But that's the whole point. And this is the difference. Like,
I agree with you, by the
and I
way.
hate doing that, but I always draw a parallel to the Jewish community because anti-Semitism, there's a line that's drawn in the sand.
And this is something Dave Chappelle was talking
Yes.
about.
Way
that
more than a
I don't
sand
think
in
we
the
got
sand.
around to that.
The fucking chiseled line.
Because the black community just doesn't have it because, unfortunately, the black community, as we have been raised, it's all about forgiveness. It's always sorry, it's okay, blah, blah. A lot of it has to do with the religious undertone in the upbringing of a majority of black people in the country. A lot of it has to do with the way I look at it is I always tell people, black history is really white history. And it comes down to what certain white people did. Some white people enslaved us, some white people freed us. Some white people did this, some white people on that side. So it's not really, like, people try to make it into black history, but, like, realistically, it's not. But the point is that the LGBTQ, they said it was acted. Boom.
I
Like,
took Dave Chappelle's
happened
comments
so fast.
completely different than you. I took them as, because he used the same examples you're
Yeah.
talking about. He took the Jewish community and he said they drew a line in the sand and they said, no.
Right.
You're not going to say that. We're not going to say that. That's not going to be used. That is wrong.
Right.
And
they
then
did.
he said, who took that exact profile and used it? The LGBTQ,
Right.
Yes.
XYZ, he cracked like a joke, whatever. Community took the same exact stance. This is a zero tolerance conversation. Not going to happen. But I feel like he almost, without saying, said that the black community didn't take that same level of zero tolerance, this does not happen stance. The word can be used depending on who's using
Well,
it. It depends on how we use it. It's cultural.
Here's the thing.
And he said those things, and it was
No.
kind of like he almost, from a white perspective, he almost took it like these people took this treatment more seriously than our people are taking it. It's
He's
kind of
right.
how Dave pushed it.
I agree with it, and I'll tell you this. My thought process has always been the same on this. We, black people, have been the beneficiary of the monetization of our own stereotypes and our own suffering. So what does that mean? Corporate America found it profitable from music to movies. Like, this is why I respect whatever that guy is, Tyler Perry, but I don't like the Medea movies because I think it's a shitty stereotype to put out there for masses to see.
No disrespect, though.
Hip-hop movie, hip-hop, they take the N-word and they've glorified it. Then they want to kill people for using it.
They created a gray area.
You know what I mean? It's like, so to me, it's
Yeah.
like, because black
sure.
people make so much money off of it in other ways, that's why we can never draw the line in the sand. Jewish people don't make money off of anti-Semitism. There's no way to make money off of that. You know what I mean? The LGBTQ, they cannot profit off it because it goes against what they're trying to fight for, their rights and the advancement of their cause. So that's the difficulty. That's why and
That's where the line.
yeah. And one more thing about Jon Gruden, like, because I know we're gonna go off of it, and it's not that I think someone had an axe to grind. There were 650,000 emails.
Yeah. They've been
But
looking
Jon
through them.
Gruden's is out.
No, they're saying there's more to come. Actually, Adam Schefter got into
you know
some
why?
shit.
Because what happens is, and this is what people do, you want that guy so bad that you're willing to blow up the fucking building.
Yep.
Like,
Who's
just
emails were they
shoot that
again?
guy, but no.
Bruce Allen was the
Bruce
guy
Allen.
who was
They're going
emailing,
down.
who
They're
was,
gonna go down
I
like-
believe, the director
Washington.
of personnel
Washington.
for the
And guess what?
Washington football team, who
And
was going through their own stuff at the time, too.
Yeah,
Right.
because
So
of-
this has been 7 years.
because of the
they've been going
Redskin
through
name
these.
and
Right.
the cheerleader
The
crisis.
Right.
Well, this
That was the big one,
happened during
right?
two things.
Yes.
The cheerleading crisis.
Yeah.
And while the Players Association was negotiating their next contract.
Yeah.
DeMaurice Smith is the head of the Players Association. This, I felt like, almost came from a supportive towards Bruce Allen.
Oh, no,
Either
it
way,
was.
by the way,
It was-
100% wrong. I don't want to say that it was
I
right.
get what it was him saying that guy's an asshole.
100%.
That's Jon Gruden was basically saying that guy's an
But
asshole.
he
always
said
did
Right,
the
it.
but
wrong
here's the thing.
way.
Here's the big issue. Like, Jon Gruden was fucking comfortable enough to say that shit all in writing.
Because it was 10 years ago.
And
Just
that's
saying.
what's wrong, though.
You didn't get crucified for emails 10
I
years
know,
ago.
but-
You remember
yeah, I
Hillary,
guess
the
that's
emails?
true.
You forget?
Yeah, you're right.
It wasn't the end of the world yet. Like, emails now, if you make that mistake now, you did it on purpose. 10 years,
Yeah.
10 years
Yeah, you're
ago, there's no way to know that you'd be coaching the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to know.
He was done coaching.
Yeah, there's no way to know.
He was making a lot of money as a
on
commentator.
Monday night. Yeah,
But guess what? He wouldn't fight at ESPN.
Goes down to don't be an asshole.
Eventually.
He wouldn't fight ESPN.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole.
But Jesse, I agree with don't be an
write
asshole.
those things in an email.
Jesse, you nailed it right there.
That's more realistic because realistically, I hate this guy. They're talking
even
about
10
him.
years ago, I would have thought of
whatever I
that.
have to say.
I mean, I'm just saying, listen, like, I grew up battle rapping, okay? And even when I had beef with someone, like, on a personal level, outside of that shit, like, outside of battles, you don't fucking, like, what are you saying about the person's appearance? That's, like, it just makes you look childish
I know,
anyway.
but see, that's your opinion. Battle rap.
No, I mean, it's okay in battle rap to talk about someone's appearance.
Okay.
I'm saying outside of that. Like, that's what I meant. Maybe I didn't say that
You
properly.
didn't. You didn't.
Like, I'm saying, like,
Are
I
you
grew
kidding?
up battle rapping where it's like, yeah, you used to attack a person's appearance.
Yes.
But outside of a battle,
You wouldn't
if you
do it.
had beef with someone, if you had, you know, if you were arguing or you didn't like someone and you were talking to a buddy, I never was just like, you know, like, oh, fucking guy looks like he's got raccoon eyes. You know,
Yeah.
It's just like, what is that?
Yeah, but that's you. But
I just think it's stupid.
It's a
I
level
agree.
of
I agree
entitlement
with
of
you,
not
though.
thinking you're going to get caught by saying something. But when you put it in writing,
It's stupid.
but
people learn at a different level.
My
like you
point
were
is
saying
this, is that
before.
it's lazy.
He was
Like,
not caught
what-
up to the understanding of what he was doing,
but here's the problem.
which does not make it right.
And here's the issue, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about it. And this is ultimately the problem. When something like this comes out, whether he wants to or not, and this is what I can't wait to see how the NFL whitewashes this. But realistically, this is unfortunately a reflection. So many will think of many of the owners and thinkers. And the reason why it's frustrating is because here's billionaires that are millionaires working for billionaires, and there's still no change in the thought process.
Yeah.
Like those,
Someone always has more money, baby.
Exactly.
So always someone more
and
money.
that's what it comes down to.
And more power.
They need their own league.
What?
Nah, I'm fucking around. Actually, there should be a second football league though.
Never going to happen.
I
It's
know.
called the XFL,
No,
which
that's-
actually had a little success, and then COVID murdered them.
Is that
But
the one that Rock was going? The Rock.
that Rock
Was,
Yeah.
bought. Yeah, he bought it, and I think it might come back after the season's over. If the NFL
actually,
season's over.
now's a good time.
I feel like The Rock
gonna
is
be-
like
I
King
think-
Midas. Everything he touches turns to gold.
I don't know about
he's
that.
fucking.
Let me see how does Tequila and Rap Song do.
I don't want to talk about that, please.
The rap song? You don't like it?
That's embarrassing.
I still think it's better than John Cena,
Agreed, but still.
What do you mean?
rapping wise.
John Cena's a good rapper.
You're lying.
I never heard him rap.
Oh, I thought he almost had me. I'm like, this is
Did
crazy.
you see this U.S. Navy nuclear submarine engineer and his wife have been charged with selling military secrets hidden inside peanut butter? Those motherfuckers. Bro,
Throw him to the brig.
String them up.
I agree.
the brig. Bro,
know-
they're fucked.
Did you ever watch that? What's that show with the ship that's driving around in the ocean and the end of the world? Great show.
2012? Wait, what?
It's a
End of
great
the
show.
world.
It's the end of the world.
It's a show
It's the
or a
last. It's
movie?
a show on TV. It had like 4 seasons. It's the end of the world, and it's the last U.S. Navy vessel, and they are trying to find the cure. Bro, look it up. It's fucking amazing.
I, you know
mean,
what?
my
I
question
vaguely
is, what
remember
kind
the
of
show.
peanut butter?
Never watched it.
It's fucking amazing. Like what?
What kind of peanut butter
Skippy.
was it?
Smooth.
Was
Nah,
it
the-
Skippy?
Smooth? Oh,
Yeah, it had to be Skippy Smooth.
Nah,
What
it's
else is
fucking
there?
Great.
I mean,
Chunky.
Like peanut, like fucking Peter Pan?
That's one.
Peter Pan. I
Jif.
forgot about Peter. Jif. Maybe it's Jif.
You know.
Jif Smooth.
You know what?
Not
Kat
crunchy,
just came
though.
over with Reese's peanut butter.
Ooh, I got
Good
that
stuff.
at home.
Bro.
Good stuff. They're all the same. Who the
No,
fuck we
it's
kidding,
not.
man? Come
All
on.
the
Let's
way
be realistic here.
Fantastic. Okay, what else you got?
One more thing. It's just something that, because I love movies and I love TV shows as well. So there's a union, IATSE. They voted to allow a strike if needed.
It's called The Last Trip. That was easy.
The last ship. Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
That's
Never heard of
fucked
it.
up.
But you know what? If they were now, all the workers might be going on because they work 12 to 13-hour days.
What is this for?
They are the union, like the behind the scenes, the back production. So they're the guys, the camera operators, everything.
What are they going
for
on strike for?
movies, because they work 12 to 14-hour days,
all right.
and they're not getting paid more money.
So they're bartenders.
Yeah.
No, because bartenders, if you work 12 to 14 hours, you make a good fucking amount of money. And I
You know what I
that
have to say?
because
Take it
That's
up
not
to
true
Union
now,
Head. That's
though.
why you got one.
well, that's what they did. He's
Okay.
the one who said,
So what do
if
they
we
want?
have to strike, they're in fight with the producers. with
You know what's gonna
production
happen?
houses.
They're gonna get replaced by everyone that's on Fiverr.
They can't.
That
It's
sounds
the
like
whole.
that sounds like Hollywood's problem.
It is, but it's my problem because if there's no
I'm
movies,
just saying, someone's.
bro, Fiverr sucks. Fuck
I'm
Fiverr.
just
We got
saying.
kicked off of
But
fucking
you get my point.
Spotify because
there
of
are
Fiverr.
people who have that skill that don't have that job that will definitely jump the picket line.
We're talking about
And that is
every.
the American way.
We're
Yes.
talking about every single one.
Do you really think that movies will stop production?
Yes.
You know what I
You're
hear?
It's happened before. It's happened before.
You're
That's what I heard right
crazy.
there.
It's happened before.
I hear wah.
It's
Not gonna
happened
happen.
before.
I hear wah.
Not gonna happen.
If you ever watch a
we're
TV
working
show,
12 to 15 hours and we still have jobs, but there are people around the country that are literally getting fired who want to work.
but they're not getting paid more money.
Are they vaccinated?
Okay, then you have a shitty fucking
Are they vaccinated?
contract.
Let's talk about real shit.
It's
Are they-
Hollywood, of course they
Renegotiate
are.
your contract.
Ridiculous, Gene.
'Cause
Well,
they're-
that's the thing, Jesse. That's what they're doing.
Get out of the fucking union and
Well, that's what they're
negotiate for
doing. They're
yourself.
trying to fucking renegotiate
if they're
it.
unvaccinated and they don't
Yeah,
have
all right, what do I
LGBTQ
care?
emails, they're fired.
When your precious TV shows and your kid can't watch a new TV show, you can be pissed off.
So
He's
watch the
crying.
old ones.
So Jesse,
They
in
watch Netflix, bro.
Jesse in a
What
lot
do
of
you think that they make new shit on Netflix?
They have a ton of shit that's already there.
Jesse,
that the kids haven't watched.
in a lot
let them
of cases-
let them fucking strike. You
Fair
guys,
enough.
your music, your movies suck now anyway. No one has a fucking original idea. Everyone's remaking everything.
I don't know, man.
Blow it out of your ass, Hollywood.
I don't know. I just fucking went to the movies.
How was Black Widow?
It was good.
I still haven't watched it
I
yet.
knew it. It's not great. It's good.
Yeah, it's not great. It's
I
good.
knew it.
Damn
It smells like a solid
I'm
movie.
so mad
It's
that
a
I
pre-
even
it's
just
a-
asked
it's
that.
a bit of a
I don't want to
prequel.
talk about
That's
it.
what
No, I
Boston-
don't want to talk about it.
It's
It's
like
a bit of a
No, I already got a
prequel.
bad
Is
taste
it like
in my
a
mouth.
TNT?
No, it's good.
Is it TNT good?
You didn't
or
sell
like
it.
movie good?
He
Movie
didn't
good.
sell it.
Like movie theater good?
Movie theater.
agree
I
with
watched
you.
it in
You
the
didn't
He
movie.
didn't sell it.
Eh.
I know.
You know
I watched
what?
it in the
watched
movie.
it at
Gene,
home.
here it is. What's better, Black Widow or Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange.
All
All
right.
right, that's all I know.
Doctor Strange is high
Doctor
up on my
Strange,
list.
I'd go to movie
It
theater
wasn't top
right now.
4,
So-
but it was.
For Halloween this year, the family's going as Marvel characters. Aveley's
on.
got to throw the fucking buck in the system, of course. And she's like, I want to be Wonder Woman. But, like, that's DC.
So just let it be.
Wait,
Marvel.
who
So-
are you
Well,
going as?
tell
Jesse?
her
You know you own
Tell
her
her Captain
right
Marvel
now,
is
right?
Wonder
Let her
Woman's
be.
sister.
Mika's going to be Captain Marvel.
So then tell her to be
Because
Rogue.
me and Melissa put our foot down.
So tell her to be Rogue and she can
So
touch her powers and
Lincoln's
steal
going to
it.
be Hulk Smash.
Okay.
He's super
Nice. Of
stoked.
course he is.
Super stoked. Fucking smash things.
Melissa?
We got little Thatcher,
What is he gonna
Spider-Man.
Melissa's
Of course.
Jean
You
Grey.
know,
He's
Let me
got to
guess.
be.
Melissa is waiting for me
Uh-oh.
because she wants to pair off of me. So I dropping $300 on a Doctor Strange costume.
She's got
If
one.
she shaves
she
her
can
head
do
and
it.
becomes that lady,
No, she can be
if she
Scarlet
shaves
Witch.
her head and becomes that lady, I'm going with you guys.
The ancient one?
Yes.
The ancient one.
Oh,
Yes.
boy.
If she's the ancient one,
If
that'd
she
be
does the
awesome.
ancient one, I'm in, and you win every contest everywhere.
But I might pussy out of it
Or
And let her
She
be-
could be Scarlet Witch.
and let her be Gamora.
Oh no,
and
she
I'll
could be. She could be Scarlet Witch.
and I'll
Thanos?
just be Star-Lord.
You're not listening.
Why
The
would you
next
not be
movie
Thanos?
has Scarlet Witch in it.
Yes, I know that.
So he
So
could be
she-
Vision,
she-
is what you're saying.
Oh
No, why would you not be Thanos?
I got dreadlocks.
Why would you not be
What does
Thanos?
that have
hard.
to do with
Neither
anything?
does
hard.
Doctor Strange. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could hide it. You know,
Bishop.
With
He could be
what?
Bishop.
I could be Bishop.
Bishop's an X-Men. He has
But
dreads.
no one knows that.
No one knows
No one knows
Bishop.
Bishop.
No, I love
I know
Bishop.
Bishop.
If they don't know Bishop, they know X-Men.
Bishop.
That's all I have to
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
I
If
thought
you
you guys
don't-
would be happy about that. That we're all going as.
I
I'm
like it.
ecstatic
We're
for
all
you.
going
I
as
thought it was
I
some
just
Marvel.
really want her to be the ancient one now. So now nothing is going
That'd
to
be
be as
hot.
good.
I love Ava Lee fighting
She
the
could-
power.
We're gonna talk.
She
Being
could
Wonder
put a
Woman.
thing. She could put
Fight
the
the
cat.
power.
Yeah, she's like,
She
fuck
could put
you
the
guys.
cat.
Oh, Avery run is
She
the
could be the cat.
fucking
She's like, oh, you guys are all
owner
doing
of
Marvel.
that
I'm
house.
going to do DC. Good luck.
Wonder
She's like, you
Woman.
know what? You be the Joker, all right?
Yeah,
How's
have
that sound?
fun. Ooh, I mean,
I said what we should have did was we should have dressed Lincoln up as what's his name, Rocky, right? We should have all went Rocket. What did I say?
Rocky.
I'm sorry.
Close enough, but I know what you meant.
Oh, you mean as the star?
Fucking let Thatcher
You
be
could
little
all be
baby
the
Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
He could have,
what I
yes,
mean.
baby,
Yeah.
yes.
He could have been baby Groot. You know?
You can still say that to them.
Nah, Lincoln's all hellbent. Hulk smash. She's already rocking around smashing everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's must be awesome.
Yeah, it's
All right, guys. Well,
it's
thanks for
awesome.
watching.
We're not gonna do the wrestlers.
Oh, you want to do the rest?
I'm stoked here.
All right.
I'm in, yo.
Mount Rushmore wrestlers. No, not so
Rushmore
fast.
rankings.
Rushmore rankings.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah,
We're bringing it back.
I mean, this is not a hard list.
No, is there even any question before 3?
No.
Yeah, of course there is.
Oh,
3 or
for
4.
them, for these two,
There's
trust
gonna
me,
be.
Get
watch.
out of here.
Just
There's
watch.
gonna be.
Okay,
watch.
so Hulkamania. Hulk Hogan makes the list.
He has to
He
make
has
the
to.
list.
Okay, fine.
There's someone
Where
else
on
that
the
has
list?
to. No, it's Rushmore. It's just
It's
to the
just-
list.
Andre the Giant. Then.
Top
Done.
4.
Nah.
In.
Nope,
No.
not in there.
No.
Without him, none of these
It
happen.
doesn't matter.
I'm gonna put the Rock.
Not true.
I'm gonna put the Rock in my
You have
list.
to put the Rock
Nah.
on there.
Look, he's.
You know who was the biggest out of all of them?
Don't tell me.
Stone Cold Steve Austin
Yes,
was
that's
the
my number
biggest.
3.
Stone Cold has to be on
He
there.
was
I
the
love that
biggest.
guy. What? I love that guy.
By
So
far.
that's Hulk Hogan.
I will literally flip the table over.
Slow down.
If you guys try to fuck with me,
Go on.
I'm putting Ultimate Warrior on here.
No.
And,
If you only
What?
got 4, wait. All right.
Yeah,
it's a
no,
possibility. It's a
no.
possibility.
no,
But if
I
you only
got
have
Hulk
4,
Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, which leaves room for one more.
That's where the disagreement's going to be. We agreed on the first 3.
No, we don't.
He don't.
We don't?
No.
I don't.
Which
The Rock
one?
does not belong in
Do
there.
you
No.
smell what the
Rock was one of the biggest
people's
wrestlers of all
elbow?
time.
No. Just because he's popular doesn't mean that. No, fuck that.
It does
I knew
mean-
this was,
What are you going off
this
of?
was
It
gonna
does
be a
mean-
bad.
that
This
is
was
all
gonna
that
be a
matters.
bad
Jesse,
fucking
Jesse.
thing,
It just
man.
doesn't matter.
It's
Jesse.
the best.
Be a
He's the
bad-
best on the mic.
This
Who's
is
ever
the
good?
best.
Who's
Bad
ever as good as him on the
fucking
mic?
thing, man.
Okay, time out.
Who was ever as good as him on the microphone?
There's 2 elements.
Ever.
There's 2 elements to wrestling. There's the interview,
I'm talking
and then there's
about-
the techniques and the skills.
I'm talking about wrestling,
I know, but unfortunately, the interviewing.
Jesse.
not the pretty
Who's your
boy.
Jesse? Who's your 4?
Not the
Yeah.
pretty boy
And,
Who's your 4?
bullshit.
and guess what? I don't
Who's your
even
4?
like
It's-
Ric Flair, but I'd put Ric Flair above Ultimate Warrior.
See,
Wait, but
I
what
hate
is his
you for
4?
this,
Because he
but
might
I
have them
to.
both.
We're getting there. Ric Flair has to be on the list because he's literally
Not really.
Agreed.
Yes, Ric Flair is above Hulk Hogan. If
Agreed.
you really break it down to a wrestling standpoint,
Mean
Ric
Gene, I know what he's
Flair-
talking about, Mean Gene.
Ric Flair is a more legendary
Mean Gene.
wrestler than Hulk Hogan.
When we go to
is.
Madison Square Garden,
More
I'm
legendary?
I'm telling you that.
Influential.
I'm telling
everything.
you that from a wrestling
Showmanship,
standpoint.
everything.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
without
he
a
is,
doubt.
yeah.
Ric
So
Flair,
if we're gonna go-
his appeal is just that he looks more like a regular person than anyone else. That's all he is.
I don't know. Have you ever
Hulk
seen him
Hogan,
recently?
Dude, he's like the
Hulk
he's
Hogan
still,
with the ripped shirt.
Okay, all right. Let me
What
tell
does
you
Ric
this.
Flair have, the slap?
Ric Flair
The
is
chop?
still involved in wrestling.
That's all he has, the chop.
He's still.
I know. What's his move?
He's
Watch Ric Flair's
still-
signature move.
he's
You don't
All right,
know.
what are you guys doing right
Exactly.
now?
Hulk
He's
Hogan has the
still
left drop.
involved in wrestling.
Hulk Hogan
He's
had the
still
left
there.
drop.
He's still there.
Hulk Hogan had
He's still
over
involved.
22 back surgeries. You respect that man
I'm
He's
not
actually-
saying I disrespect.
He's
that-
actually shorter than when he was when he started. But go on.
because he shrunk getting body slammed.
From doing all
Ric
the leg
Flair
drops.
deserves to be on that list. He doesn't go on my list because I never liked Ric Flair growing
Me
up.
neither. I didn't either.
But
I'll
in the
ta-
grand scheme of like
I would
wrestling
take-
greats,
I would
like
take-
he's got to be
you know
number
what? I
one.
agree
No,
with you,
I would
Jim.
Mount
take-
Rushmore, you put
You
his
know?
face or no?
Yeah,
I would take
think
Undertaker
so.
over him.
But listen, here's
I
the
said
thing:
it.
we've never done
What?
Rushmore
I would
like
take
that.
Undertaker over.
We've always said, "Fuck the mainstream. We're making our own Rushmore, so it's who we want on there."
I know, but Undertaker, man.
Of course, the Undertaker
makes
goes
it. That's
gets
what
the
I'm saying.
list.
That's what I'm
on
saying.
mine.
Of course, the
That's
Undertaker
what I'm saying.
makes the list.
I got
and what I'm
Undertaker-
trying to
I got
argue
Undertaker,
for,
Rock, Stone Cold, and Hulk Hogan.
what I'm trying to argue for is, does a tag team make the list, or is that a
Hart-
Separate
or
Rushmore.
is
you
that a
kidding me?
separate Rushmore?
Separate Rushmore.
All right, so then I
Separate
can calm
Rushmore.
We can do
down
that
here.
too.
Then I can calm down.
Because what's the 2 guys I like? The one that they used to pick people up, and the one guy clothesline
That
off
was
the top.
Legion
Demolition.
of Doom. Oh,
Legion
Oh,
of
Legion
Doom.
of Doom.
Yeah,
No,
that's my
Legion of
go-
Doom.
Legion
Yeah,
of
no,
Doom.
not
Legion of
Demolition.
Doom number 1.
Legion of
Animal and
Doom's
Horror.
number
You
one.
guys are
Animal.
doing a separate one. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, we're gonna save that for
The
another
Hart
week.
Foundation.
We're gonna save it for
Shut
another
up.
week, Gene.
All right, I'm excited now.
Just ruining the next one.
Demolition makes it.
No. Now they don't because you
And
started
they're 3
early.
Chinese guys, I think, right?
Nah, yo. Nah. We'll talk
And the
about
Chinese
this.
guy, yeah.
All right, so listen, mine go like this.
I'm listening.
Ultimate Warrior is my number 1.
Yeah,
Stone Cold Steve Austin makes the list.
fine.
Yes.
The Undertaker
Fine,
makes
yes.
the list.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then now, for me,
Don't say
just
it.
a personal.
Don't say it.
What?
I don't know what you're going to say.
So that's what you asked him to say it for. Let's say it.
Yeah.
For
Because
you.
I loved him.
Roddy. No, you
Coco
love-
Beware.
No? Superfly, Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka.
I do like
I
Jimmy
loved
Snuka.
him when I
He's
was a kid.
another fucking legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
He's a legend.
I would never put him
And
here.
no,
That's my
agree,
purpose.
But I understand. But
Jake the Snake was one of my favorite guys.
Gene,
He don't make the
Gene,
list.
this is our list. You can
just gave you my
concoct your
list.
list all you want.
Mysterio's got to be on that list for me.
Stop. Undertaker.
What do you mean stop?
Undertaker makes the list.
Mysterio also
Without a
changed
doubt.
the game.
Cole is amazing.
Yes.
Stone Cold Steve Austin saved wrestling.
Yeah, so
He
you tell
did.
me you would bump The Rock.
I would bump The Rock.
You're crazy.
I'd bump The Rock too.
Wow.
I wouldn't.
I would bump The Rock.
Rock
yeah.
is like, he's
Just because
Wait,
that's
but if
the
you're
best,
gonna,
the best
sit there and say
microphone.
Stone Cold's influence is the reason that he ends up on the list, how do you leave Andre the Giant off though? He's the one that made it national from regional.
No,
It was
yeah.
because of him.
I like Andre
Actually,
Giant.
Hulk Hogan is
I like-
that.
I like
Hulk
The
Hogan.
Beatles of the bunch.
That was Hulk Hogan.
I like
That
Andre
was
Giant,
Hulk
but
Hogan.
his fight with
Nah,
Hulk
I
Hogan
don't
made
know.
him. And then on top of
That's
that,
like saying
I think
fucking Earthquake
the
gets in there then
Undertaker
because he was
is a-
around just as long and,
No,
you
but
know,
the-
like...
the-
no, did not have the same
Undertaker-
level of influence
He wasn't
on the
around
sport.
that long, Earthquake?
No.
Not really.
He was in there for a while.
But Undertaker to me
Yeah, 'cause then he also
is
had
a
a tag team with
lineage
Tugboat.
of Andre the Giant. So
saying.
when I pick Undertaker, I'm still
the Iron
nodding
Man.
Andre the Giant.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He's still there.
Hulk Hogan,
Yes.
Fucked up.
He's still there.
despite your thoughts, Andre the Giant,
Ugh.
Ric Flair,
I get that.
Undertaker, my Rushmore.
Yeah, but I get the whole.
Influence, effect,
I get the Andre the Giant.
it's hard to beat.
All right, so let's get
Wow,
the
the-
show's
The Rock-
Rushmore.
The
So
Rock
we all
doesn't make the
agree
list.
on Stone Cold.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can't
Right.
not. I think we all agreed on Undertaker.
We all
Yes.
agree on Undertaker.
Yes.
Everyone agreed on Hogan?
Everyone.
How is this even a conversation?
It's not. It's
I
really
mean,
not
how
a
do you not put him
conversation.
on?
Like Hogan is on the list.
He has to
Kidding
be.
me?
Yeah.
Rip
Like
the
he
shirt
has to
right
be.
now.
All right. He's on the list.
All right.
And now one that is another starring face of wrestling on both
Shawn
WWF and WCW that no one has ever
DiBiase?
talked about.
Everyone's got
Nope.
their price?
No.
Oh, I like that guy.
How is
Million
no
Man
one
Ted
throwing out
DiBiase.
Macho Man Randy Savage?
Because he's under Hulk Hogan's era.
Wait,
He
we're
lived
talking
in the Hulk
Rushmore.
Hogan era as the second best wrestler of the era.
and
He
then
was.
he
he did not eclipse
He
Hulk
wasn't
Hogan.
that big in
Never
the- he
eclipsed
wasn't
Hulk
that big in
Hogan.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of tag
and now
teams.
there's like a million people I have to battle here.
He did not
Guys.
eclipse Hulk Hogan.
He kept going.
So?
He kept going after Hogan. And then they both left WWF, went to WCW, became part of NWA.
he's LeBron.
He crushed it in there.
he's-
And then,
he's-
and then he kept going even
He's
further.
LeBron and Hogan's Jordan.
Ooh.
No, he
I
would be,
wouldn't give
he
him
would be the
LeBron.
Pippen.
He would-
be
yeah,
the Scottie
he
Pippen
definitely
to the
would be
Jordan.
LeBron.
But
That's how I look at it. Like
LeBron would have
yes,
to be the
he's
next
that
all right,
leader.
well then who's
But
our...
That was Hulk Hogan's
You
era.
both agree on The Rock. I will concede to you, and there's our four.
Fine.
So what's the list?
Rock, Undertaker,
Stone Cold.
Stone
Stone Cold,
Cold
and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I like it.
and Ultimate
I like
Warrior's
it.
not
You know
on
what?
the list.
Fuck everyone. Thank you for
Two-time
watching.
Do you
Intercontinental
smell
champion.
what the people's cooking?
What?
Two-time
I don't know. It's not The Rock. I'm not The Rock. Do you
World
smell what?
Wrestling Federation champion. Doesn't make the fucking
Who's
list.
this? What the fuck was that?
It's like one of the greatest
Who?
fucking matches
You know
of
what?
all
Fuck you,
time.
Goldberg.
Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan.
Iron Sheik? You're fighting
at
about Iron
SummerSlam.
Sheik. Are you fighting about Iron
kidding
Sheik?
me?
Is he mad about Iron Sheik?
And he lost to Ravishing Rick Rude. Fuck him.
Ooh.
Ultimate Warrior belongs on the list.
What about Heart?
Thank you for watching.
The
We are
Hitman.
Offended and Unfriended.
The Hitman.
Come back, baby.